Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 371, Pre-Order Madness. We survived the war. Well, some of us did. I think all of us here did. It was brutal. It was brutal. We knew it would be. Well, we weren't sure. But it was brutal. It was a war.
We made it. We survived. Some of us didn't. Hey, you fucking poors, did you get a Switch too?
Oh my gosh.
You brokies?
It was harder than I thought it was going to be, and we'll talk about our experiences.
Everybody was talking about, the price is too high. Didn't seem like
right. We knew they would all be there. All those people would be in the queue with us.
People I didn't even know wanted a Switch. People I didn't even know knew what a Switch was getting Switches. So,
I think all of us in PSVG land, if we wanted one, got what we wanted one way or another.
Yes.
We have a couple folks that are looking for one still. But the majority of the Nintendo faithful, the folks that are there for Shack every week, I think they all got one.
I think so too. Yeah. I got two.
You got two.
That's a part of the problem.
That's greedy. No, just kidding. No, I was trying to.
I'll tell you why.
There's people who got four.
Donnie's saying that, but my second one originally was going to be for Donnie if he didn't get his.
Yeah, no. I'm not throwing you under the bus.
Oh, no.
A part of the problem is that everybody is getting more. Yeah. The system is so fucked.
Well, that's
we
the
can't
thing.
be bothered to just
want a backup one.
Well,
exactly.
And that's a part of the problem. That's what I'm saying. That's a part of the problem.
Yes.
A part of the problem is that people are out there ordering 2, 3, 4 of them. They're going to get one and cancel the rest.
Oh, no.
You hope, or scalp the rest.
My second one's going to Delvin.
Nice.
Since Donnie already had, because Donnie got one at the end of the show. Well, not even the end of the show.
It took Donnie. It took you a while.
The intermission of the show, shall I say? The intermission.
We can now. I thought we'd do it in the news. We can do it now if you want.
Yeah, well, that's what anyone cares about, right? Is the war stories.
Is that what we're doing? Swapping war stories?
Yes, it was really, really, really a horrible experience all around.
Top 3 worst wars. This one,
Rebecca,
World War II.
Are you on? Is the microphone that you're mapped to in Streamlabs your microphone or like a webcam microphone?
Oh, it's a different. It changed.
Thought so.
Something
you don't sound bad, but definitely we're hearing the whole room and everything. I was like, something's off.
Yeah. Do you want to know which microphone it's picking up right now?
Sure.
My DualSense wireless controller.
Oh,
that's not bad for a DualSense. That's not bad.
Hold on, I gotta figure out which.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So while Rebecca figures out her mic, we had PSVG Wednesday night, as we normally do, and PSVG, as it normally does, led right into the midnight hour. So kind of I won't say mid-show, but right towards the end of us wrapping up the show, we all just kind of stopped podcasting and started clicking websites. There it is.
Is this the right one?
This is the right one.
Yes,
Welcome back.
That's the correct one.
Better than DualSense.
And yeah, we all sat there for, I think that show went on. We published almost 5-hour podcast Wednesday. I sat there for hours. Dev and Delvin both bounced, and I just kept sitting there. And I was like, well, I'll sit here, hang out with the chat, talk to folks. But as you allude to, I do feel like I was maybe last or towards the last to get a pre-order. Now, I take complete responsibility for that because my plan seemed to be a terrible plan. I had planned to get the giant bundle at Best Buy, the expensive one, thinking that if I got into line for that one, there wouldn't be that many people there and I would just check out. what I think I've come to learn since is that that bundle was never in stock. Like from the initial pre-order stock, they were just doing the basic one because I sat there for over an hour in line, never refreshing. My only point that gives me some pause is we did have somebody come into the chat and said I put a bundle in and got into the cart and then took the bundled items out and checked out. And I was like, well, that's kind of smart. But they didn't say it was my bundle because Best Buy had like 10 or 12 different bundles. So I don't think the bundle that I was hoping for, I don't think it was even in stock because
someone at Best Buy forgot to hit the go live button because their pre-orders didn't even go up until 12:30.
12:30, yeah. Yep. So I just
Target's
sat there
website crashed completely,
like an idiot, while everybody checked out and told us that they had their order. I was like, "Well,
at Walmart,
I'm waiting
Walmart
for
was
this
the way
one,
to go.
I guess."
Walmart was the way to go.
That is actually where I got my pre-order. I also got one at Target, which I'm also sending to a shacker in need. But yeah, the Walmart one was funny because Delvin got in that line, at least on the show, I think first. He was like, "I'm in line at Walmart."
Correct.
And then after about 15 minutes, he's like, "I've checked out at Walmart." Like it was just that easy. And I was like, well, I got in line at Walmart and nothing ever happened. And then I got booted out at Walmart, and it was around this time that people were like, "Walmart's done, they've sold out." And I was like, well, I guess that's it. So I kept focusing on the Best Buy one. And then my war story is actually pretty easy because I was sitting there, I don't know how long, maybe an hour, 2 hours. And I had set up Wario notifications to push to my desktop. So I didn't have to keep refreshing things. So every time Wario posted, I would get a little alert bubble on my computer down in the corner. So I was looking, and the alarm goes off. I look, and it says it's back in stock at Walmart. So I click on it. It takes me directly there, and I literally just checked out. It was that I just was like, add to cart. It was like, it's in the cart, and I checked out, and that was the cart. That was it. So while I sat there not getting one while everyone else did, the checkout experience for me was lightning fast. I was in and out in like 2 seconds.
Walmart definitely handled it the best way. As soon as midnight, actually like a minute before midnight, we were refreshing all three of them. I had Best Buy, Target, and Walmart up. And Walmart, we refreshed like a minute before, and Josh had a wait time of like 3 minutes. I had a wait time of 19 minutes, even though we were refreshed at like the same exact time. And that was the one that did go through for me after 19 minutes. Target just shut down completely. But then what ended up happening for me was when Target did eventually come back up, because I want to get one at a midnight launch. And with Walmart, it's coming by, they say 9 a.m. on launch day, right? Is what they're promising. But I want to go to the midnight launch the night before. So I'm still trying at Best Buy. I'm waiting for it to go up and then waiting in that queue in there. And meanwhile, I was able to get onto the page for Target, but like it wasn't letting me check out. And like I'm clicking it over and over and over again, and people are having the same experience.
I did the same thing.
I think that put a flag on my card so that I wouldn't be able to make large purchases with my card after that by like trying over and over and over again. Because by the time I did get through to Best Buy's line, it wasn't letting me check out at Best Buy either, even though I had my card information saved in the system. So it kept saying, there's a problem with this card. There's a problem with this card. I'm like, what do you mean there's a problem with this card? There ain't no problem with my card. So I was so desperate. That's my only credit card. So I went to go get my debit card, and I quickly typed that in, and it goes through. I'm like, yes. And then a minute later, and that's when I got off of the PSVG call. I'm like, I got it, guys. We're good. And I hung up. Yeah. And then a minute later, I got a cancellation notice.
Your order's been canceled.
Your order's been canceled. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And then
what
like 5 minutes later, it said it went out of stock at Best Buy. I'm like, oh, that's probably why it went out of stock. And I like got through at the last second. But no, the next morning I'm getting ready for work, and my bank calls me, and they're like, we just wanted to check, you know, some amounts that went through the fraud detection. We just want to make sure it's legit. And they said there's two for the same amount, one at Best Buy, one at Walmart. I was like, yeah, like I want them both to go through, but Best Buy canceled it. And she's like, yeah, the expiration date was typed in wrong for that one. So that's why we wanted to check. And I think in my like panic of Rush, I typed in my debit card expiration wrong. I probably put in my credit card expiration. That's smart. You didn't call it in the bank ahead of time.
I took all of my cards that I would use per site and I put them in a doc and I typed in all the numbers and double checked them so I could just copy and paste.
That's smart. I didn't think I would have to do that because I had it in the system for Best Buy. But
yeah, the Target was like, that was a big reason why I didn't get one, is because I spent so much time. Like I got a bundle in my cart at Target pretty early, but I couldn't check out. Every time I tried to check out, it would tell me my address
Target,
was wrong.
I don't know. Target
I would have to
was
delete the
horrible.
address and re-add the address, and then I check out. And then I got to the point where it was actually letting me try to like use my card, and I have a Target card, and it was telling me that it wouldn't go through and it wouldn't complete. So I tried paying with Apple Pay, like thinking like I'll just bypass all of this and go right out, and then it wouldn't let me do that either.
Yeah, I tried that too on the app.
So I spent I don't know, 30 minutes trying to get out at Target. And then I got one of the Target ones towards the end of the stream as a backup.
After
It's
broken.
It's a June 11th system, so it's not a day one system, but it's a bundle. And the one that I got at Walmart was the non-bundle, which is what I wanted from the get-go.
Right.
So I was going to cancel the Target one once like Walmart didn't cancel. Like I was going to give it like a week or so, like if Walmart I was going to cancel. But for any of our shackers out there, we have stood up a Switch 2 exchange channel in the Discord. We have a lot of people that got backups. So if you don't have one, if you are a shacker in need, definitely get in there. So I posted first. I was like, I've got this one. It's maybe a week later, but it's here. And who knows, like a week later could become launch day real quick after people start canceling and stuff.
And a week later is better than nothing at all. And that's like kind of my thing. Like I wanted the midnight one. Josh ended up getting his Best Buy one. He got Walmart and Best Buy. He's going to cancel the Walmart one if he doesn't need it. But so we're still going to go to the midnight launch for his console at Best Buy. And I'll play Mario Kart split screen with him at midnight. And then I'll just wake up to mine the next morning, I guess.
So I'm going to send my extra one to Josh if he doesn't get one. And then we've got several people. We have somebody, I think we're going to send one to Mexico. So there's a lot of different connections going on in there. So if you're in need, get in there, post your message. We'll pin it to the board and we'll see if we can't get you fulfilled.
Look at Delvin, the hero dad.
Yeah. Delvin Jr., you need to go trade in that Xbox before GameStop pulls back that money. You need to go
I
get that
traded in
Xbox
my
gone.
Xbox already.
Great. Good job.
And I got some bread. I got some motherfucking money.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Basically giving you what you paid for, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody should be trading in Xbox. There should be no Xbox Series X's in existence after this weekend.
Yeah, they're giving you what you paid for it pretty much. And then with the rest of the stuff I traded in, I got like $700-800. Like,
That's really
this.
good. That's really good.
I bought like a whole bunch of Switch 2 stuff.
Good.
They're giving like $475 for an Xbox.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Are they going to sell those?
Considering you
not.
just play all those on PC and phones and shit, like everybody should go get that money. I wasn't too bothered by any of it. We'll get into the news, but like the game key card stuff that started to bubble out that day really like took the wind out of my sails. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get one, but like if I have to wait, like it'll be fine, or I'll buy one from Scott. Like I'm not going to go, like it just kind of was in a weird place. So, but I had a blast on the stream, which is why I wanted to keep the stream going, because we just had people left and right. Honestly, my biggest takeaway was the amount of people we had coming out of the woodwork that stream. Like at 1 a.m, I've got people showing up in chat that we haven't talked to in 5 years that have left the Discord. I was like, they might as well be dead. Like they remember Caroline. I don't think they even know Rebecca. We were all thinking that like the price would be like, oh, the price is too high. It's going to price out casuals. No, it's not. No, it's not. I've got people that hate Breath of the Wild trying to get Switches.
Oh my
I got
God.
people like, I'm like, what is happening? Like, I think a large part of the swell is I think people wanted to try to buy one just because they knew that it would be hard to do. Like
The
you
FOMO.
can't. Yeah,
FOMO's
it really
real.
was. It really was, because like Nathan joined the call. Me and Nathan did an Xbox podcast for years. I'm sure this man hasn't played his Switch ever, like forever. And he was like, "Oh, it's for my son." Like, okay, sure it is. Like, you can play Mario Kart right now. Like, you don't.
Do you remember
need a
last
Switch
week I
too?
said everybody in my group chat said that they were getting one except for one person. He's like, I'm not gonna get it right away. Maybe when they come out with the new Xenoblade. He had one before half of the people in our chat did.
Dev bought one. Dev, I have a clip of Dev on the show being like, I'm not interested. I don't want one. And by the end of the show, he had one. That's what I said. I was like, this is crazy. Like, all of that conjecture, you can just toss all that shit out the window. Like, my point, if anything, I'm going to double down on my point. Everybody bitching over $500, and I said, a lot of Americans have $500. Point proven. Mm-hmm. Everybody took that $500 in stride. They were like, just give it to me, Nintendo. Mm-hmm. That was like my biggest takeaway. But I had fun. Trying to clap, ring the bell. We had little things going for people, shouting out people, getting them. At some point, I felt like Indio had like 5 of them. He just kept reporting. He just kept coming. I got one here. I got one there. I got one. So I was like, damn, how many Switches do you have?
Now, how is his card not getting flagged for fraud? Like, I was like struggling to buy a backup one. I'm like thinking, how do these bots and scalpers do it? Like, how did their banks let them get that many?
Lots of different accounts. They're probably paying out of non-bank accounts. They're probably paying like, I would imagine like out
PayPal
of PayPal and stuff like that. Credit.
Man. Crazy.
Yeah, but it was fun little night, fun little show.
We survived.
Yeah, we made it. We can print a T-shirt. I got a Switch
Yes.
too.
Now all I need now is for my Walmart one to ship a little tiny bit early and get here a day early so that I don't feel bad for not getting my midnight one.
I don't want to give everybody false hope, but with how many people are buying backups and triples, like I'd expect a lot of orders to be canceled between here and there. Which means that if you didn't get one, I would expect, stock to blip and come available, almost daily.
I think Walmart is going through and canceling ones that they suspect are bots. Yep. That's what somebody
People are
said.
getting Walmart and GameStop orders yesterday. So they're sold out, but like they're still available. Like if you're trying, if you do your homework and you set up the right channels to be notified and stuff, you can get one. You could have got one yesterday. Mm-hmm. I saw 20 people get one yesterday. And then as people start to, pick and choose, like, I actually want the Best Buy one, so I'll cancel the Target, or I want the Walmart one, so I'll cancel the Best Buy. Once that happens, stock will come available again. So hopefully everybody that wants one. I mean, I can't wait to see an actual like real number, because it seems like Nintendo really went out of their way to make a lot available. Like there is way more of these available than I would have suspected.
Thank God, because I don't know. I know Japan were able to talk about that in the news, and you're right, because I think a lot of people did, since the circumstances with Walmart having a flawless type of pre-order experience, and then Best Buy not going until a half an hour later. Like I know for one, Josh is probably not going to keep his Walmart one since he got the Best Buy one, and he'll eventually cancel that once he feels secure about it. So more of that stock will come up.
Walmart's the one I'm going to keep because they've always done right by me. I've never had an issue with Walmart. So
good. I don't really feel the need to talk about anything else I've been up to or playing.
I really haven't played anything this week, like pre-orders and podcasts.
Yeah.
Like I did pre-orders and podcasts. I didn't play it. I'm still playing Mario, but I haven't played Mario. I will shout out that yesterday, what feels like 2 years later, I don't know the actual time, my Clock Tower limited run edition showed up.
Finally. Wow.
Like how long ago was that?
That has been a minute.
So I unboxed that and set up my little Clock Tower shelf, and last night while I was watching TV with my wife, I played Clock Tower. It's like the first time I've picked up the Switch in a couple weeks. I just sat there and played Clock Tower for a couple hours. So
yeah, that has been about a year or more.
I've been trying not to die on different levels.
Doc Rivers, how you hanging in there, Doc? your team is on the ropes. What do you got? What do you got to steal back a game in game 3?
It's kind of rough. Yeah, man. It's just I haven't had the urge to play games. I've been just trying to recover mostly. But yeah, my whole thing has been trying to get this Switch 2 Now I got one for Devin, one for me. I went to games. Oh, I can tell you a funny story. I was at work, and as does sometimes my job, a lawyer comes in with his son to talk to one of the bosses at my job, right? His son has the original Switch. He's playing Mario Kart and stuff like that. The kid says he's like 11. So I whispered to him and said, hey, did you see the new Switch 2? He's like, there's a new Switch 2? I just got this one.
Oh, no.
I said,
He's like,
come
what?
here, kid. I said, come here, kid. Let me show you. So I pulled it up. He's like, how much does it cost? I said, oh,
$1 million.
it's a lot, kid. I showed him, he's like, wow, that's expensive. And then he immediately goes to his dad and tells him, Dad, we got to get the Switch 2. Like, you just
I don't
got
want
this
this
one.
trash.
Oh my
I don't want
god.
this trash anymore.
And his
Dad's looking at you like, thanks a lot, Delvin.
Exactly. You motherfucker. Like, God.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy to me, like how many, like obviously we are in the know, like we follow the news, we know what's happening, but like it's just crazy to me that people don't look up like what's coming when they buy new big tech purchases
Yeah,
or
they're
things
not-
like that. Like they,
People have real lives. They do real jobs.
Yeah.
They don't listen to gaming podcasts. They
there's
don't
a
look at
lot of
websites,
people
like-
on TikTok that just got, a Switch for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of
imagine
people
this is
that-
in these people's world. This is not their world. They know nothing.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
see the mania from the pre-orders. They'll walk into the store and be like, "Hey, can I get a Switch too?" And they'll be like, "Nope, like that shit was so you were
Yeah.
way too late."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It makes me
So-
wonder, like, what industries am I doing that for? Where, like, I am getting, not like I'm making an uneducated Like, I feel like for something that is like several $100s, like I am Googling it or like seeing if it's the newest one or the best one.
That's because to us, several $100s is a lot of money. There's a lot of people in this country where several $100s isn't any money. They don't give
Good
a fuck.
point. Like, oh yeah, only $300. Sure, here you go.
Yeah, they'll pay somebody to deal with that for them.
My God.
Like, I don't want to. Hey, go pre-order this for me.
Yeah. Different world.
Yep. Anything else before we jump into the news?
No.
It's getting some news.
All right, so we talked about the pre-orders. Nintendo admits that the Switch 2 demand far exceeded expectations in Japan as the company's president offers stark warning over stock. That
What do
extends
you
to us.
mean it far exceeds
do you mean?
expectations? What do you mean?
What do you
How do-
mean? That extended to us this week as Nintendo. They've come out. I believe I had this right. They come out and they said that those invitations that they're planning to offer, like May 8th, those invitations may not come until closer to launch or after launch, and that those systems may come after launch. So a part of me wondered, like, did they just take like a bunch of that stock and just like throw it at retailers just to get it gone like as soon as they could? But yeah, it looks like Switch 2 might be in demand for a while, which makes sense. 2.2 million people applied to buy in Japan for their signups. 2.2 million people. That's a shit ton in Japan.
Now, here's the thing, and they say a significant number will be unsuccessful. Okay. For me, it's like, okay, I put my interest on the Nintendo Switch Online, the official Nintendo website, but I'm not going to need it now that I've got a retailer one. And
Yep.
I didn't know that it's only for the family member holder when I did mine. So, I'm thinking like we don't have the number of the people who did that here in the United States, but I would imagine for Japan, it's probably there's a lot of that 2.2 million don't need one anymore because they got a retailer one. Or
So they're doing
not
a
family
lottery
member
out there.
holders.
Did you see that? They're doing a lottery out there.
Yeah.
So I saw that Sakurai and Shuhei did get in the lottery, which I thought was very funny. If you remember last week's news about Shuhei, he's like, yeah, the Nintendo's losing a bit of their identity. It's not as good. He's like, I got one. That's what I'm talking about. Like everybody talked shit and then everybody got one.
Yes.
So that was pretty funny. GameStop in-person orders seemed to go very successful. They went the next day, Thursday. We had several people in our Discord, shout out to Dash in particular, who were there at midnight waiting overnight to get Switches.
My friend went at 6 a.m. and was like 10th in line. And
We
he
had
got
several
one.
people at 5, 6. We got pictures of lines down the block, lines around the door, lines around the corner. Like, yeah, like it's definitely a thing. That seemed to be like the best way because a lot of stores had a lot of stock. Mine had 55. A lot of stores said they had 40, 50, 60, 70. A few had 100. So if you were willing to go stand in line long enough, chances are you got one.
My son wanted to do that, but I knew he wasn't going to wake up in time. I'm like, you're not going to get there.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do that either. Like,
Don't you people all have like jobs or school to go to?
fuck that job. It's like I need to switch too, but
They don't
yeah,
have jobs.
I just wasn't standing in line. I'm like, I'm not going to stand in line for that. Like I always thought, like I'll get one. Like if worse comes to worse, I'll pay somebody extra for one, but I'll get one. That's why I wasn't like too worried about it. I was like, well, if I get one, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
He was
waiting in
talking
line.
crazy. He was talking crazy. Donnie was talking crazy. Like, hey, I'll pay extra. And I had to tell him, like, hey,
I have extra
know you
money.
said
Like,
you'll
yeah.
pay. I'm like, shut up. Stop saying that. He keeps
That's why I
telling me,
wasn't.
I have all this disposable income.
I do. I got the state sending me money. I saved money, and I sold a bunch of stuff. Like I got
We
money.
knew this
Like,
was coming.
yeah, money wasn't a problem. Like I covered my bases. Worst comes to worst, I'll get one. Don't worry about it. Like I'll get one. But yeah. So GameStop showed up, and it looks like folks got theirs. Like I said, Walmart and GameStop were still taking orders as of yesterday. So every now and again, sign up for Warrior Alert to let you know, like, hey, this is blipping. People are getting through. And yeah, there were people getting orders yesterday. Shout out to me, some vindication. The Piranha Plant camera was the best-selling product in Amazon Japan this week. #1. Suck it, Mario Kart. Got to get Petey the camera.
Goddamn right.
Well, it's because Amazon isn't selling half of the Switch stuff anyway. So of
That's
course
probably
it's
true.
the best selling product.
That's
Including the
probably
Switch.
true. But let me be happy. I'll tell you. So we've got questions. We'll just do this now. That makes sense. King Riley Smiley says, my question for y'all is, what's everything you pre-order for Switch 2? Give me the full list. Are you getting it midnight or in store? The next following day or pickup? Indio says, tell us your Nintendo Switch 2 haul. And Jason says, after securing a pre-order, did the world feel like a better place the next day?
No, it didn't, Jason Lee.
Just a little bit.
No. I was so
So,
tired and miserable the next day.
I was like a blur. I wasn't miserable, but it literally was a blur
I was
because
so tired.
I was smoking on that show for anybody listening. Like,
Yes.
so I was a little high, and I woke up the next day and I was working. I was like, what happened? Like, I had people that were sending us clips. They're like, oh, I just got to this part in the show, and I was like, what? That is the funny part.
Happened?
That's the funny part because I was thinking that show was terrible. I was like, man, this has got to be awful. People just listen to us buy shit. And the flood of people that were like, thank you for still going. This was great. They're listening to it. They're like, this is, and we've got one message at the bottom that I saved, but like, I'm telling you, I got like 6 messages from people on Blue Sky or on Discord. People are like, thank you so much. This was so much fun.
All-time PSPG.
But TPR was like, I don't think you guys realize. He was like, but this is going to be so nostalgic to listen back to years into the Switch 2's life cycle.
It really will be.
He's like, this is kind of a banner moment. And I didn't think of it like when I woke up, I was like, God, that audio had to be horrible. And then people just start flooding. And I was like, wait a minute, what happened? They're like, I just got to the point where Donnie said, what did I say? Oh no.
That's good. I would love to see like a best moments compilation.
Clips of
that.
Yeah. I grabbed a couple. I got to get one for Delvin showed off.
Who was it? Was it Dev that was like, when did Rebecca come in? Like, I left and then came back.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, dude, she came and came back. I was like, just like you, Dev came back. After you left, he came back. He's like, I got one. I was like, what do you mean you got one? What? That's what so I was having fun at the end with Nathan because I was like, why are you here? Like why are you buying this? Like, save this for the people that want one.
It was very funny.
That was fun. So what did you guys
All
buy?
I pre-ordered, Riley, was my Mario Kart bundle.
Delvin's
Like the bundle
receipt.
with Mario Kart.
I
Yeah,
had to
but
get the receipt. Remember what I had?
the receipt. That's all I
It's like
ordered.
4 feet long.
My
everything
order
I traded
was
in.
$4.99. I don't need anything else. That's all I'm getting. I don't need to pre-order the games. They're still going to be there. The games. I'm getting them on the eShop anyway.
This is
I'm
a
not
good question,
getting any
XBS.
accessories.
I'm gonna put this in our chat. So I'm gonna put this in our questions for later.
Nah, son, I racked up.
Tell us.
Right.
Tell us. Go.
I paid off Cyberpunk for Switch 2. I paid off a Pro Controller.
Nice.
I paid off the 512 micro SD card.
You're gonna like the Pro Controller because one, everybody that touches that thing loves it, so you're gonna like it just in general. But you're gonna like that you pre-order it because I think that thing is gonna be hard to get. That thing seems to sell out pretty quick.
Yeah, I got Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I got Breath of the Wild.
What?
Nice.
Why? You already have Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but they have the one. Don't they have the one with the cart?
Yeah.
I want the cart.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Yep.
You can get the upgrade for free with Switch Online.
I want the cart. I'm like, Donnie
Oh
this
my
time.
god.
Good man, like you should.
Yes. Give me
Is
the
that it?
one that. Yes, those are the main things. I got a whole bunch of other stuff, and I also have like $400 credit. So
So you're covered for games for a while.
yes. So
You
I'm
love to see it.
I'm gonna go look down the list, see if any other things.
Well, by
things
Switch
I
2
want.
standards, you're covered for games for like a month and a half.
I'm probably gonna
got-
have to buy Mario Kart for my son because I got one Switch that came with it and one that didn't come with it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm about to get him Mario Kart.
I got a console, just the base console and Cyberpunk at Walmart. I got a backup console, which is the bundle, but I'm going to be shipping that off to Josh. I got Cart and Breath of the Wild at Target on cartridge, the full cartridge, Rebecca. I got the PD camera and Daemon X Machina at Best Buy. I got the stupid edition for Daemon X Machina because the box looks really cool. I got a charging grip from Amazon UK. Now, did either of you look or try or want a charging grip?
Not even a little bit.
Because they are not in stock in America. They never went live.
Wow.
I was checking with Nintendo Deal. I checked with Wario. Like, they are not live. Like, I don't know if they're going to come, if it's going to be a launch day thing, or they're just not here right now, but they're not available. Not one store sold a Nintendo charging grip. Here's the weird thing. Now, you go to GameStop and you say, I want a charging grip. GameStop has a GameStop charging grip. It's some 3D model. It's not the Nintendo's. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I see a lot of
It's
people
gonna
buying
fry
that.
your thing.
Oh, it's just a little plastic thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. It just looks weird. It's just ugly. But like GameStop has their own versions of accessories. One of the
Yes.
ones that started making the rounds on Twitter and Reddit yesterday is somebody ordered what GameStop is calling a mouse shell controller. And I think
I
it's
saw that.
to put the Joy-Con in and use it like it feels more like a mouse. But there's no pictures of it. It just is in the system. Nobody knows what it is.
Huh.
So this guy just pre-ordered anyway. He's like, yeah, give me one. I love it. I also got a 1 terabyte SD card from GameStop and Tears of the Kingdom and Donkey Kong from GameStop. So that's my pre-order bundle. I got Satisfy grip and a screen protector and all of that stuff too. So I'd be very, very excited. I'm going to keep that charging grip in the UK because the shipping is like, the difference in price is nominal. It's like $7. So I really wanted the charging grip instead of the Pro Controller just to save money because the charging grip also has those back paddles too. So I was like, I'll just do that.
I'm trying to see a side-by-side comparison of the Switch 2 Pro Controller and the Switch 1 Pro Controller.
The Switch 2 one is bigger. It has
I
bigger
know, I'm
buttons,
trying to see
bigger
a side by
sticks.
side, but I can't see it. I'm not
People
finding
love
it.
that thing.
Oh,
People
no.
love that thing. Everybody
I'm gonna
that
wait
touches
for
it.
like a special one though,
Same. That's where I'm at. Like I'm gonna get one for sure.
or
But
like
I'm-
from
you give
Colorware.
me a Zelda one, and I'll
Yeah.
listen.
Oh, here.
Show me
okay.
a Zelda one,
Oh,
and I'll
okay.
listen. When's the anniversary? Next year? We're gonna get a controller. I'll put it out there now. We're gonna get a
Yeah.
controller, and I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, lots of fun. Lots of fun. The world did feel like a better place. little bit.
Just a little bit.
No, it didn't.
Like the world is falling apart, but I will at least be playing Switch 2 when it when it all
Yeah.
explodes. So like
When everything goes to shit, I'll have something to do.
yeah. At least I'll be playing Switch 2 while I have.
That's what we did for COVID. The world fell apart, and we were all playing our Switches. Animal
If
Crossing.
we
little
make it. If we make it
It's
to
a
June
little
5th.
different. As we lose our democracy, I'll at least know that I can play this
Listen,
Mario Kart.
y'all go do tyranny. Leave me alone and let me do
Yes.
it. Okay? Like
As you people are trying to start race wars, I'm over
I
here trying to
have-
race.
I have stars. I have stars to collect, okay, and cups to collect. Y'all
Yeah.
go do tyranny somewhere else.
The only race war I'll be having is in Mario Kart. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we need,
Nin-
need another Animal Crossing. New Horizons came out at the perfect time for COVID. We need another end of the
Time for
world
another
Animal
pandemic.
Crossing. Yeah.
Another pandemic. Let's boost those sales.
Look, bro. Pandemic ain't sounding too bad.
That's the next conspiracy theory is Nintendo floats out an influenza virus so they can sell
Oh my
copies of
god,
Animal
right?
Crossing.
Oh my god.
Nintendo did talk about the GameCube controller, which went live for some territories this week. The Nintendo GameCube controller is designed for use with the Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics. Since it doesn't have all the buttons and features found in other controllers that can be used with the Nintendo Switch 2, there may be some issues when playing other games.
I kind of want
Nintendo-
one, but it's so expensive.
The Nintendo GameCube controller can only be used on Nintendo Switch 2 and is not compatible with Nintendo Switch at all. So that's interesting. Like you just won't pair to the Switch 1?
That's weird.
That is weird. Like you'd think it's just Bluetooth and it would just like, yeah, you can't play GameCube games, but you could still use the controller.
I think they're just saying that. I think it'll still pair.
I think so too. Or like at the very least, I bet if you plug it in, I bet it works.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why it wouldn't work. GameCube controller goes up for sale for us starting May 13th. Switch 2 invites can be purchased May 8th through the 12th. Those things are sold like instantly.
Yeah.
If I don't break everything, I got a new GameCube controller.
What?
Yep. So I had my old one, the Nixie, which I've talked about for like 2 years. We had somebody that was in Discord, Steven. He was like, I want a GameCube controller. I don't want to buy this one. I was like, do you want to buy mine? He's like, what? I was like, because this is the Retro Fighters one, and I like Retro Fighters a lot. And I was like, well,
Does it
Retro
have
Fighters has this
smushy
one.
triggers?
It does. Well, no, they're clickier. Yeah, they're clicky.
So you
But
can,
they do have
can you press it down a little bit?
Yeah, they have pressure, so they feel analog. I don't know. I'm not. I know people care about that. I'm not one of those people. I just play the controller. I like the way it looks. But anyway, Steven wanted one, so I was like, I'll sell you mine for cheap, and I'll just flip it and buy this one. And this came in yesterday. So I have the Retro Fighters GameCube controller, the Pro controller, which is nice. If anybody out there is looking to at options or get something else, I would say this one, the Retro Fighter GameCube controller, does not have the heft or the room that the Nixie one does. The other one feels definitely heavier and bigger. This feels like very 8-bit dough like in my hand. It's got that 8-bit dough feeling. So if you like that, like the 8-bit dough Pro, I think this would feel right at home with you. I just liked it because I have the Retro Fighter 64 controller for Switch 2. So, ooh, let's get into game key cards, guys.
Fun.
Take it away.
It's my favorite fucking topic of this damn console. All right. So we've known about these game key cards since launch. And every week it feels like we have more and more to say about them. And this week, I want to say I think the floodgates basically opened. Because when they were first shown, we're like, yeah, like we get it. It's cheaper. Maybe some developers will do it, but like not all of them. And maybe it won't be that big of a deal. Guess what? It's going to be a big deal. That Wednesday, before our pre-orders went live at midnight, like at midday, Gamatsu and Insider Gaming, lots of people started reporting. So this one comes from Gamatsu, and they said, Switch 2 game pre-orders have been up for Japan for a few hours, revealing all physical third-party games so far except Cyberpunk are shipping on game key cards. All of them. So I was like, oh no, what does that mean for us? And then there were a lot of people that were like, maybe it's just a Japan thing, maybe it's an us thing. And then as pre-orders went live here in America, we learned that no, the majority of games here are also shipping on game key cards. So IGN reports only 4 third-party Nintendo Switch 2 games are not game key cards, and that is the Marvelous games. Daemon X Machina, Rune Factory, No Sleep for Konami Date, and AI Somnium Files. Those are all shipping game on the cartridge. Every other third-party game, like all the Sega games, Street Fighter, Sonic, what's the other, Yakuza, all of everything's game key card. Madden, everything is a game key card. Marvelous came out and said all of our physical editions for Story of Seasons and Rune Factory in the West will all have full game on cartridge. That is just in the West thing. Making matters worse, a lot of people were like, oh, the game key card thing is better because at least it's not a code in the box.
Isn't that what it is?
Well, it's an actual cartridge that you can actually
Okay.
put in, but it's not just a piece of paper. It's not like it's not literally a code in the box.
It's a code in the cartridge.
Split Fiction said, hold my beer, because the case for Split Fiction says it's literally a code in the box. Split Fiction, we're still gonna. I thought the whole point of this was to not have code in the box. We're still gonna have that too. So we're gonna have the cartridge code in a cartridge. We have the code in a box, because Split Fiction is like, this is only download. You will get a code to download. Out of
This
all
is
of
such a plastic waste, I just want to say.
Oh, 100%, 1,000%. Out of all of the games announced in the West, dated for Switch 2's launch, I counted them yesterday. I think this is real or accurate. I have counted only 10 games have a real physical cartridge. And that's not counting duplicates. So I'm not counting like Daemon X Machina twice because it's 2 different versions. And just the games that you can buy on a real physical cartridge is 10. There are 10 of those games. So
I have picked an amazing time to go all digital.
I'm not there, but I will be very, very close to you. But here's the thing: even with digital, I mean, boy, I did a whole rant Wednesday night about this, and I don't want to redo that here.
Give me an abbreviated version.
I think my thoughts are very well known on this. A few things that I would like to add to that rant about these games. The cartridge thing is kind of like the worst of both worlds. The game key card, the digital cartridge. Because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put the cartridge in the system and then download the game. So you lose that convenience of just being able to carry the cartridges if you don't have access to internet, like if you're on an airplane or something, right? Like that just goes out the window. But it makes the amount of storage that you have on Switch that much more important. Because if you're not getting an XD Express card, you only have 256 gigabytes, which we're about to get into the file size of some of these games. Guess what? That's not going to go very far if you're playing third-party games. That's like 3 or 4 games. So you're going to have to keep doing this. So I think what I'm looking at, because I tried to soften on the cartridge and stuff like this. I'm going to walk this back. I'm not buying any of these game key cards. I would just, it's an immediate turnoff for me. I will not buy one because my biggest fear for these game key cards, Rebecca, you're right. It is a waste just of plastic, but here's the bigger waste. Is it 10 years, 15 years, however long from now, when Nintendo turns off the eShop for this system, all of those cartridges are going to be wasted. They will just suddenly become trash. Like I really wish Nintendo would like commit to, I don't know, making sure that these games, like these servers are up forever, but they won't. So like if you buy any, like it would behoove you to buy these things digitally, because at least if you buy them digitally and they move on to a different format, let's say they go back to discs or something in the future, or it's digital only, at least your library that you've built with Nintendo might go with you onto the next system and the next system and the next system. The idea that you would have these game key cartridges and they're going to work on consoles, I don't know, 3 or 4 consoles from now, like I feel like is a really remote chance. Like I wouldn't bet on that at all. I think it's more likely you buy, let's say you buy, library. Yeah, you buy 50 of these things and then 10 years from now, they don't even work anymore. Like I hate that. I can't stand that. So I won't buy one. What I think I'm going to end up doing for any games, like if the games are on the cartridge, so far first party games are, I will buy those if they're on the cartridge. If they're not, I'm just going to buy digitally, which means I'm going to be carrying multiple SD cards around because you guys know I like to have a lot of my library downloaded. So I think I'm going to be juggling. I think I'm gonna have like 3 or 4 of these express cards loaded up with games. So I guess that's how I'm gonna go forward with these. But of all the things to be mad about the Switch 2, game prices, the system price, accessory price,
This is the thing to be
tariffs,
mad about.
this is the thing to be mad about that,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, not many people care. Like, nobody really gives a shit.
Yeah.
There are people like me, but it feels very fringe. When you see articles and things about this, it's like 2 or 3 comments. But there's millions of people going, drop the price in $80. Like, you should really care about this, in my opinion, way more.
And
But
it sounds like you're voting with your
nobody
wallet
does.
by only buying it if it's on the cart.
And I don't think that's going to
First party.
change anything, because people, to be quite honest with you, the general consumer, they're too dumb to know the difference. They're going to buy the cartridge thinking that's it. They're like, I bought the cartridge, right? Like, that's the game.
Yeah.
And it is for now. It is while those servers are on. If you're going to buy them, here's what I'll tell you. At the end of the life cycle, when the Switch 3 comes out, trade in every one of those game key cards before it's too late. Like,
I have
while
a
they're still
question.
alive, get rid of them.
Are the Switch servers going to be the same servers as the Switch 2 servers?
It seems like it, because you have all those compatibility things.
So
they're
that
working on.
means that the Switch 1 servers are like the Switch 1. It sounds like that eShop will be up for a lot longer then.
Yeah, you'd hope, at least for them through the Switch 2
So if we're
cycle.
keeping the Switch infrastructure, then that should elongate the life of the Switch
So
1, the Switch 2.
That's kind of where my brain was Wednesday night, because in my head I'm thinking the reason that this exists, the reason that they have these game key cards, is that the cartridge for Switch 2 is too expensive. It's a 64 gigabyte cartridge. I should have said that earlier. There's no evidence that any game is on a cartridge that's not 64 gigabytes. So we've been talking about this, I think, for 3 or 4 shows in a row. Every game that's shipping on the cartridge seems to be a 64 gigabyte cartridge. So it seems like this is the only cartridge that Nintendo's offering to people. You either buy a 64 gigabyte cartridge or you get a game key card. And it seems like publishers and third parties are going to the game key card because it's cheaper. I'm hoping 2 things. I'm hoping that, one, maybe this is just a launch thing. And maybe as Nintendo comes online and gets their production, everything done, maybe we see other sizes and more people start to go back to physical. That'd be great. The other thing that I'm hoping for is maybe like Play Asia, VGP, Limited Run, maybe they get limited runs where they'll sell these games with them on cartridges. And like maybe they're a little bit more expensive, right? Maybe, Limited Run will come out with a Street Fighter thing and it's $100, but it's on the cartridge. I don't know, but I won't be buying those. It's a big bummer. Took the win on my sales, because for me, it changes like my purchasing behavior on Switch, right?
Yeah.
I won't be buying games just to buy. Oh, this was $20. Let's get it. Oh, I got this for $8. Let's get it. Like, because I'm adding it to my shelf. I'm trying out new games. I won't be doing that at all.
Mm-mm.
I'll be waiting. I'll be way pickier on what I buy, even digitally, because it's digitally. I'll be waiting more on sales. So the Switch 2 becomes, first and foremost to me, because of this, it becomes more of a first party machine.
And I think I get that they might be trying to preserve like the physical audience, like the audience of people who buy only physical games, like that demographic. But I think they misunderstand why those people do that,
Yeah.
Not because they want it for their shelf. I think that's part of it, but because they want the physical actual game itself, like for that preservation purpose.
Yep. And if you're offline and convenience and extra storage, and there's lots of things that go into that. And they basically nuked it with this. If this is going to be like the meltdown option is Nintendo starts putting Nintendo games on game key cards. Mm-hmm. That's nuclear. Mm-hmm. So like at this point, as you said earlier, to maybe bring this back to you, you were like, I'm so glad I'm digital. At this point, I'm like, just make it a digital console. Like, it's so screaming that you just want it to be digital. You're going so far out of your way, like, just make it digital. But it's like, I don't think they want that heat. Like, I think you think people are mad about the price. You let Nintendo be like, we're not doing anything in store, and I think people are furious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this feels like this is perhaps like one step into the pool. They're starting to dip a toe.
They're easing their way into it so that it won't seem as
Exactly.
bad before. They'll be like, well, before it was the.
I said it before in that Switch Direct. Like, the virtual card thing that they're doing where we can put the card, the virtual card on the console. That's supposed to be rolling out, I think, this week, by the way, if anybody forgot. That, the digital key card, like all this stuff that they're doing convinced me then that I think we're going to see a digital model, and I 100% expect we'll get a digital SKU soon, quickly. I'd say within 2 years. I think there's going to be a digital model of the Switch. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. File sizes, because stores are going up, because box arts are going up, even eShop has Switch 2 games. We are learning a lot about the sizes of the games and the prices, and I thought it'd be good just to read off the ones that I could find, to just give everybody an idea of what the swath of gaming options that you have. We talked about the $80 prices. Everybody was like, well, that's cool. It'd be nice if we could have prices across the board. We do. We do. I think that's basically here. So Fortnite, obviously, free, right? Free to play. That comes in first. It's 29.5 gigs for the Switch 2 version. Welcome Tour is 2 gigabytes, and it's $10.
That game should not be 2 gigabytes.
You keep sleeping on Welcome Tour. Fast Fusion, which I did buy, by the way. I pre-ordered Fast Fusion. That's the Shin'en game, the racing game, Fast Racing Neo. That's 4 gigabyte game, and it's $15. It's only $15. That's like a must buy. That's like a Snipper Clips buy. You should be getting Fast Fusion with every Switch 2 purchase. You should be Mario Kart and Fast Fusion, in my opinion. Deltarune, 640 megabytes. Not even gigabyte. And that's $24. Bravely Default's 11 gigabytes. It's $40. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S is 4 gigabytes, and it's $40. Yakuza 0 is 54 gigabytes, and it's $50. Split Fiction is also $50 and $71. Hitman is 61 gigabytes for $60. Street Fighter's 50 gigs. The base game is 40. If you want the DLC and everything, it's 60. Cyberpunk is 70. It's 60 gigs. Madden, which was announced for Switch this week, was not dated, so we don't know it's going to be their launch day when the other Madden versions go. But it should be soon. Is 62 gigabytes for $70. Donkey Kong is a fun one because that's a game is shipping on the cartridge. It's a 10 gigabyte game shipping on the 64 gigabyte cartridge for $70. And then Mario Kart World is a 24 gigabyte game for $80. So
if I pre-order Deltarune on the Nintendo.com website for $24.99, the Nintendo Switch 2 digital version, it will start downloading as soon as I turn on my Switch 2 for the first time?
One is you connect your account. Yeah, I imagine that's how that will work.
Nice.
Because when I checked out with Fast Fusion, it did tell me, it was like, you don't have a Switch 2 console on your account. I was like, yeah, I know. So
It told you that?
Yeah, it tells you, because there's nowhere to automatically download this. And you're like, yeah, no, there will be. Don't worry. So nice. I put in my pre-order anyway.
Now, wait, I have a question. If I buy the Switch 2 version of the game, does that mean I can't play it on my Switch 1?
I think so. I don't know. Marvelous has said that, like, with one of their games, it's both. And they said if you put the cartridge in your Switch 1, it'll work. But we're seeing a lot of cloud saves aren't going from 2 to 1. They're going from 1 to 2, but not 2 to 1.
So wait a second. Hold on. Now I'm confused. Okay, because listen to this. Listen to this situation. This is very unique, I think, for Deltarune.
I love launches.
So this is for Deltarune, the $24 game. Okay. Which will be chapters 1 through 4, because 3 and 4 are coming out on that day. 5 and 6 are still coming. And 7. I have played chapters 1 and 2 on my Switch 1. Will that save version be compatible?
Yes.
With my Switch 2 Deltarune game?
Yes, you'll be able to transfer your save.
That is correct.
And keep playing. I think Deltarune will play across the system. I'm not worried about Deltarune.
Okay.
I am worried about bigger games doing that, because there does seem to be an issue when you go from 2 down to 1, which brings those servers that you were talking about into question. Like, you would think because of the compatibility, they're just like continuing the servers, but they might be like flashing games and moving them from Switch 1 to 2. And sometime during the Switch 2's life cycle, we could see the Switch 1 eShop or something go down. I wouldn't rule that out.
Interesting. The eShop for purchases, but probably not downloads.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. You would think that would take a long time.
Yeah.
But you don't know. You never know.
You
So
never know.
it's clear with the digital key cards with that. And this is not new. PlayStation, Xbox, they do the same thing with these consoles. One thing is clear: if you want to keep access to your library, they want to keep forcing you to keep buying new hardware. They're going to keep turning the old hardware off, and they're going to say, "Hey, we have a solution for you."
Yeah.
The solution
True.
isn't that we're going to give you your games in perpetuity. The solution is you just keep buying hardware from us
True.
indefinitely. Right? Like, yeah, for the Switch, because so much of it is so physical, that was like a thing that I loved about it. It's why I went so hard into building a library for it, is they can turn all that stuff off. And I have hundreds of games that they can't, like, I can just pop it in and play. Just like my 64. Those days are gone. Like the Switch 2, this was the last bastion, and already from day one, it's like that's already out the door. Like we'll have some options we can do that, but the majority won't. So yeah, and I don't think people, like, generally, I think that's why this isn't a big deal, because people don't really care. That's how iPad works. It's how phone works. Like people are used to this. Yeah, I'll just buy the new thing and I can play my library there. So. We got pricing on update packs. Again, because all those shops are going live. So the games that include DLC in their upgrade packs, so that would be Mario Party and Kirby, they're $20. Obviously, we know that. That's why they're $80. Rune Factory's update is $10. So is Civ 7's, and so are both the Breath of the Wilds and Tears of the Kingdoms. So the pricing seems about right.
I think that's fine since Kirby and Mario Party are getting additional content. 20 seems fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Dash says, Don, you're not crazy. I'm just going to buy third-party games on PS5. Yeah, like, I will buy more third-party games on Steam because of this. That's what this means, which I don't like. Like, I wish, and I would hope that Nintendo knows that. I don't know if I make up, I don't know what that market is. Like, are we 1% of customers, people like us that care enough to buy, or is that more? Are we more of them?
Maybe 5%.
But yeah, like I won't buy as many games. I won't buy third party. Like I'll buy them on Steam. One, they'll probably come to Steam sooner.
They'll be cheaper.
They'll be cheaper, and I'll know that they'll be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just another reason to keep my Steam Deck around. So I'll be doing
I love my
both.
Steam Deck.
I'll be doing both. That's I said it. It really makes the system more of a first party console than I wanted it to be. So. Some headlines. Diablo says there's an opportunity to put Diablo 4 on Switch 2 if they can figure out the live service elements. Live services on Switch have been challenging in the past, says former Gears Rod Ferguson.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, Fortnite is there. It's like the ultimate of live service games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nintendo Switch Online got Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones from Game Boy Advance. It's available for expansion pack members. I thought that was really cool. I will play that one. I've never played that game. I know I've played it. I've never played it. I've never actually sat down and tried to beat it. So, yeah, I thought it was a good one. Boy, fucking Sega.
Of course.
Sonic Shadows on Switch 2 will be a launch game. They'll have it there for launch day. It will have no update path. Not only will it not, no Sega game will have an update path. So if you have any of these games on Switch 1, they are wanting you to rebuy the game for Switch 2.
Sounds about right.
I have Sonic Shadows on Switch 1 and was waiting for Switch 2. And now I refuse to buy the game.
Yeah.
I'll wait for it to be $8. I was hoping Frontiers would get updated. But none of the Sega games. It looks like they're just going to ask people to rebuy the games all over again. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Sonic's not worth that. Hate to break it.
Sega's not worth that. Nothing in Sega's library is worth buying double copies of the game.
It's really
That's some nonsense, dude. I was so let down. There is an article, somebody, I think Nintendo Everything, somebody wrote to them, letting them know, wrote Sega an email, letting them know how upset they were, and they got a response. And they're like, we're so sorry that we've disappointed you. We will let the appropriate, divisions know. this feedback. So who knows?
Okay.
Maybe they change course.
We
at some
all
point.
should write Sega letters like it's the 80s.
We should.
Right? Just paper, like pull out a pen and paper, just start.
Right,
Dear
yeah.
Sega, I do think there's a chance that these decisions and everything are being made like pre-launch, and like once the system's out and the tools are online,
They're
and
gonna
like
change a part.
maybe we start getting updates. I wouldn't rule that out. This is a really cool story. So after the pre-orders went live, obviously the scalpers and everything take to eBay to start trying to flip stuff. Well, a gang of people have taken to eBay to try and ruin that experience by creating hundreds of fake listings for Switch 2s that are cheaper. So it pushes the scalper prices down to the bottom of the search results. And all of the articles say you were buying a picture, a screenshot.
They're
of my
not
Switch 2
doing that
pre-order.
to combat scalpers and bots. They're doing it to get the stupid people who don't read
think
the
so.
fine print to make money. And
Well, that might be
illegal.
true.
It's illegal.
There might be some of that, but I don't think so. I think there is some just people out there doing this to throw a wrench in there.
Illegal.
So a lot of them say like, hey, this is to avoid scalping and all of that. So I like it. Good for them. Speaking of scalping, fucking bring Yuzu back. Okay, after this key card, I'm like, fuck it. Bring Yuzu back. Oh. Hori revealed a new camera. Man, they've got a camera every week. It was basically the idea of the camera is that it's the portable mode camera. It looks like a little box. It's like a little square box boy type box, and it clips onto your Switch 2. So if you were one of those people when we talked about the unveiling, you're like, I wish I could use this in portable and not in TV mode. Hori's got you covered. They've got a terrible 480p camera you can buy. So the Piranha plant, I also think works in portable mode. They're just not like, it's not being marketed that way. But the plant detaches from the base and it's USB-C. So I think we can just plug Piranha into our Switch 2, which I will do just for giggles. So that's the news.
It is the news.
Unless I missed something, which is very likely after this week.
I don't know. It was stressful. The whole thing was very stressful.
Nah, I'm just
Delvin
excited.
Jr. says, do you think possible Switch 2 Lite will be digital only? I do. I think.
Yeah, that's a good possibility.
I don't think you can rule out a digital SKU. I mean, here's the thing. With the key cards, they've even made the physical SKUs basically digital only. So, like, you don't even actually need it if you don't want to.
You missed the biggest news of the week was that on the Nintendo Today app, you could see a 360 model of an HDMI cable.
Are you serious?
Man, look here.
Mm-hmm.
Look here. I know this Nintendo Shack, and I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Fuck that app. That app is absolutely useless.
Why do they have such a hard time with these apps?
I haven't opened it since the day before pre-orders went live or the
I've been
direct.
open-
Well, they didn't even send me a notification for the one piece of really exciting news was the Zelda movie date.
Yeah, and we talked about that. Like I've seen several people are like, this is on the Nintendo Today app, and I open the app and I'm like,
And it's
can't
something
find it.
different.
I have no idea
Yeah.
what app you're looking at. It's not
Yeah.
what my app says at all.
Exactly. Like, it just shows me goddamn Yoshi. And that's it. Like, okay. I can
You know,
put
I
this
will-
one goddamn phone myself.
You bring up an HDMI cord. That's actually somewhat timely because that's something I did yesterday. My Switch has the Switch HDMI cord. And you guys know my setup, right? My TV setup, all my cubbies and cubicles and everything. So yesterday I bought a new 4K 2.1 HDMI cable and I pulled everything away from the wall and I rewired that cable so on launch day I don't have to deal with it.
Nice.
On launch day I can just plug it in and keep on going.
Very smart.
Yep.
Very, very smart.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that when you were like, I'm going to pick mine up at midnight. That's where that came from, Rebecca. We were talking about it last week, and I was like, I'm too old for midnight. What am I going to do? Open it? And I thought to myself, I was like, I'm going to be down there rewiring my Switch 2 console at 1 in the morning because I picked up my Switch at midnight. I'm not doing that. So I went ahead and got it out of the way.
How much are modded Switch consoles being sold for?
It's a good
I have
question.
no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really looked into the Switch mod. I'm waiting for it to be like 3DS easy, right? Like it's got to be more convenient than it currently is, I think. Do you still have to do the pin thing? Like a paper clip and shit I'm not doing that.
I bought a little dongle on Amazon for like $3. It's easy, but mine got online banned.
Yeah. We have to wait for the servers to go off before we start doing that.
Yeah. All right.
Julie says $500. Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so behind
probably
on the
less
chat.
if it's online banned.
Wow. The chat is absolutely popping. I'm trying to show messages, but I'm 50 messages behind.
That's a good point. Somebody asked, how will servers handle June 5th launch with all the digital Mario Kart
Not
World
great.
bundles?
Again, yeah, everybody's parping in their game key cards and not be able to download shit.
Yeah.
I hate this, Rebecca. I hate this so much.
Good point.
When I tell you, Cyberpunk physical.
When I tell you, I woke up Wednesday and I was like, pre-order day, and then this game key card shit, and I was like, I don't care if I don't get one. Fuck it. Like that's where my head was. If you saw me on that show and you're like, wow, Dying's not get one and he doesn't care, that's why I was like, I'll get one whenever it happens, but I'm not about to try too hard for this shit. I was so mad.
That's good. All right. I saw this question from TPR in Discord and I answered it, and I can't relate to it, but I'm going to read it. Anyone else?
You already answered it.
I did. I talked to him about it. Anyone else paranoid? A pet sitter might one day steal stuff from their home, so they put their physical Switch games in a safe when they travel. Couldn't be me. What's your most irrational gaming behavior? My mom is my pet sitter. She comes and feeds my cat when I'm away.
Look at TPR. I'm black. I don't have pet sitters. My pet sitter is put some food over in the corner, make sure he has enough water and stuff. Pads. He's good. Turn on the TV. Watch TV while I'm going for a day. That is the pet sitter. Goddamn pet sitter.
We board the dogs, but with the cats, we have left, and what I do is we change all the litter box and I just open the food box. They'll eat. Yeah. They'll all eat. I just open them. I'm like,
how long
yours.
do you leave them for?
A couple days at most.
What?
Yeah.
What about water?
They got water. Water everywhere.
The little water thing. The little thing that dispenses water automatically. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a
They'll be
giant
fine.
thing of
They'll
water.
They'll
Got a bunch of food already dispenses it. They're good. Turn on the TV. Here, watch.
That's the beauty of cats. Yeah, that's the
Cats are
beauty of
easier.
cats.
Yeah.
Way easier. Dogs.
Dog, you can't
no
do
chance.
that.
No, we always have to board them.
I'm
sure we have irrational gaming behavior, but I don't do that. I don't lock up my games or anything like that.
Nah. I ain't worried about coming in there.
I mean, I've got cameras, so.
I do too. And I also have a thing called a gun.
Yeah, it's also I would know pretty quickly. I think I could walk in the basement and be like, my energy's been disturbed. I would feel it. I would feel it.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie,
something's been removed. What's
you ever
off?
seen the movie Misery? There's a scene where her little penguin got moved to the left.
Yeah.
I'll be on that shit. Hey, I don't know.
Someone's here. What happened?
Yeah, someone's been here. Do you have any other irrational gaming behavior?
I think I do, but I don't know what that is.
I'm quite sure I do. Irrational. What is considered irrational? Me saving every 5 minutes in a game?
My irrational behavior is that I keep buying games I already own, so I have a physical copy of them and facing doomsday like a prepper. I'm not trying to save food and water. I'm trying to save Mario for some non-fucking reason.
Your irrational gaming behavior is you'll buy a handheld and then you'll sell it. You'll buy another one and then you'll sell it. You do that more than anybody else I've ever met in my entire life. You'll buy a console and then, a month later
you gotta
you
meet
sold it.
Rob 3000.
Correct.
You think I do that shit?
Correct.
He does that 2 times more than I do.
Crazy. Nobody does that. That's crazy.
He does. Yeah, he does.
That's irrational.
I guess mine is trying to always make sure that I'll be able to play the games that I like, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta buy a physical of it. I gotta go download a version of it.
I need a ROM.
I have 10 versions of this one Transformers game. I think I'll be okay.
It's because I was traumatized one day when they delisted a game I liked, and I've lived the rest of my life making sure they'll never get me again.
Exactly. I think it's noted on PSVG. I came in mad as fuck when they delisted the Transformers game. Like, you motherfuckers.
Right.
Took
And
my game away. I was so pissed.
Mine was Scott Pilgrim, and I've lived in that wake ever since. I'm like, nope, I will own everything.
And they brought mine back, and I was still mad. I was so fucking mad. That is the maddest I think I've been on that show.
My irrational gaming behavior is I'm a chronic non-game finisher.
I think that's normal. I think that's everybody. That's most people.
Even when I'm enjoying it, though.
We see that with achievements. Even great story games, only like 5% of people make it to the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Spoilers, Rebecca, you have a life.
I know. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have
feel
like
bad
a thing
about
where
that.
like if I'm like really enjoying a game and then like I stop playing it because I don't want it to end.
That's a little irrational. I get that. That makes sense. I think that fits. Because of your reasoning, I'll allow it. That counts.
Yeah.
Like I don't
think most people
consciously
just
do
move
that. Like,
on to something else. Rebecca's like, I don't want this to end.
It's like
so I'm just gonna...
it's subconscious though. Like it's not like a
it's not. But I love it. You're like, I don't want this to end, so I'm ending it. That's irrational.
You know
that's
what?
the irrational part. That's at odds with itself.
You know what? I was like that with the Walking Dead final season.
Yeah. I do it for other things than just games too. I do it for shows, I do it for books, I do it for so many things.
It would make more sense if you just kept playing like the same level over and over. But you're like, nah, I don't want this to end, so I'm ending it. I'm ending my time with this right now. It's like just play it to the end.
I know. It's not rational. I know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, I did that with the TV show Psych, which I love. Like
You
when I
don't
heard
want it
it,
to end.
I didn't want it to end, so I just didn't watch the last season. So now I just go once in a while.
Now
and
it can
watch
never
You just
end.
don't know what the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, you just don't know what happened. You're like,
It's
oh.
always there for you if you
even
want
better.
to.
I just go back once in a while and watch one new episode.
Yeah.
That's what I do now. I just go watch
Nice.
one new episode. Like, oh, that's the episode. Like, look, you can just
You'll
watch
have that
the
for
whole
the rest
show
of your
now.
life. Love it.
Now I'll just watch this one.
All right. I really like this question from Danny, not DeVito. If your in real life job was made into a video game, what would it be? For example, if you're an Uber driver, you got Crazy Taxi. If you're a chef, you got Overcooked. I thought about this. I saw this question and I thought about it. So I'm a school counselor at an elementary school. Okay.
Persona.
I was going to say Dark Souls.
Well, that's a good
Dark
one, too.
Souls.
That's a good one.
Because it's hard and it's miserable and it's always a little different every time and it's just miserable in every way.
I was gonna say Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
Just mundane office nonsense.
Well, they've made a bunch of games about Donnie's job, like real life simulator stuff like
That's
that.
true. Yeah. Fire
Mine's will be Animal
response
Crossing.
rescue sim and shit.
Yeah, mine would be Animal Crossing. I'd be Tom Nook.
Love that.
Landlord
I'm glad that you
simulator.
guys have it nice.
That's not nice. That's fucking terrible.
We still need the ghetto version of Animal Crossing.
We
need
do.
this.
Yeah. Yep. Family Jeff asks, what third-party GameCube games do you want to see on NSO? He says Sonic Adventure or Shadow, perhaps?
None, because they're all going to be
No.
on fucking game key cards.
No. On NSO, it's not going to get Stop it. Stop.
Yes, they are.
NSO. GameCube games on NSO.
I get it.
Third-party GameCube games.
Dead to Rights.
What?
Dead to Rights.
I don't know what that is.
I'm sorry.
That was a great
Sorry
game.
for you. Right?
I
The
love
dog
that
and shit? Yeah.
game. I used to love that game so much. It was so
See?
good.
Thank
Fuck,
you.
I missed that game. Bring that game
I
back.
said it, and I got nothing in return. I was like, oh, damn. These people don't know. Thank you, Delvin. I feel
What
seen.
a great game. Now I want to look this
Let
up.
me-
Now. I want this on Steam. I missed playing that game. That game was...
I'm never going to get it, but Simpsons Road Rage and Hit and Run.
That's,
Yeah,
I used to like Road
those are
Rage.
always there.
I just bought Bart's Nightmare for Super Nintendo just like a couple days ago.
So many good Simpsons games.
They are.
Did you try your flash cart?
Yeah, I told you I tried it. It didn't work. I need to try it on my other retro console.
That bums me out, dude.
I'm gonna get it to work.
Yeah, give it to Delvin Jr. Tell him to load it up.
We already have stuff on the Switch like Resident Evil 4.
Soul Calibur is there. They're very good friends with Sega, so I'd imagine that like Super Monkey Ball probably comes over.
If you still own an Xbox, you can buy the rights for $9.99.
The answer is Beautiful Joe.
That's a
the
great
answer.
one.
I want Beautiful Joe on Switch Online. And Twin Snakes.
Eternal Darkness.
And
See,
Twin
a lot
Snakes.
of these they like remastered or whatever for the Switch, like Tales of Symphonia. Didn't they just remaster that? Like that's not gonna come.
Then they do. Well, it could, but like I wouldn't rule out Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil 4 could probably come in NSO. And it like I think we may get remake and NSO. They might do both.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me grab my GameCube games and flip through them.
I didn't really have a whole lot of third-party GameCube games. Like my GameCube library was very small.
Most of my GameCube games are actually third-party games. So
I had stuff like Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
ooh, I've got good ones.
Why did you
I've
have
got
that?
good ones.
My dad played it.
Oh, gotcha. Like I don't think you'd be a Tiger Woods PGA Tour fan.
All right, here we go. Let's do them one at a time. We need
I vividly remember thinking that the graphics in
Ooh.
PGA Tour were so good at the time.
Enter the Matrix.
Enter the Matrix. Put it on
I like
NSO,
that
you
game.
cowards.
I
That'd
like
be
that.
awesome. Can you imagine how cool that would be?
What a fun game.
Let's do Rogue Leader,
Rogue Leader's good.
Legends of Wrestling,
I like that one. 2, which is good.
Outlaw Golf,
Outlaw Golf. I love it.
Swingers Golf with a
Oh,
Z.
I didn't know this was the thing.
I would also like the Medal of Honors. Throw those in there.
Those are good.
Wait, I had Medal of Honor Frontline for PS2. I would play
Yeah.
that again.
That'd be really cool.
I would play that.
It. With online, I would absolutely play that.
Dude,
shit.
I would play that. I loved that game.
So, yeah, all of those, Dead to Rights and Beautiful Joe. Do it.
That was how I learned about World War II, by the way.
I hope
That's how you should learn about World War II.
That's how I learned about the storming of the beaches
Storm
of
the beach?
Normandy.
Dude,
yes.
that scene.
And then I knew all about it when we learned it in school. And they're like, "Did you see Saving Private Ryan?" And I'm like, "No,
were
I
like,
played
"No."
Medal of Honor."
She was like, I was there in the trenches.
Goddamn
I
right.
called for help twice.
I would just replay that level over and over and over again.
I remember
What a
the
great
first time I played that, like that hit. You're like, oh shit, like that felt chaotic. You're like, oh, get down.
Do you remember that games, like there was a period of time where games just kept remaking that same goddamn level
Yeah.
over and over?
Yeah, because it was awesome.
Like
You were
every
like,
day.
holy crap, dude.
They're storming the beaches of Normandy again.
I would love to live in a world where NSO gets so many damn games that like all the prices on used stuff on GameCube just plummets. That would be great. That would be fantastic because GameCube stuff has gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. People are selling GameCube games $300. You're like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. Nobody needs this. That would be great. But
They would need
I
to
like
get
that
a lot of
question.
licensed stuff.
yeah. The Matrix, though, who made that?
That was shit. I don't remember.
Atari.
Yes,
Shiny
made-
Entertainment Atari. Look at that.
they made 2 games. They made that one, and they made the Rise
Monolith.
of Neo.
Monolith developed it. Monolith Productions. Well, they just got shut down.
I like both of those Matrix games.
Yeah, they're good.
They're pretty good.
Anything else?
No.
Nick, with a Y, asks, "What's a big gaming blind spot for you? Something for whatever reason you've just never played. Double points if it's a Nintendo game." Nintendo blind spots for me.
All the games Rebecca plays are blind spots for me. I don't know. I don't think I know half of anything that I thought I knew about Animal
Fire
Crossing.
Emblem is a big blind spot for me.
But definitely like Earthbound. I have no fucking clue about it. I've played. I think I played Earthbound for 20 minutes when the Super Nintendo Classic came out, or the NES Classic. One of the classics came out.
Yeah.
And then I played. What was it? Home. What was the one that came out on Wii U? Becca, the digital one. It was E3. They were like
Earthbound
releasing
Beginnings.
Beginnings. I played that for
Another
like
one.
maybe like an hour.
Yeah,
and
that one's
turned
not
it
as
off.
good. The whole Fire Emblem franchise is a blind spot. Anything Donkey Kong past Super Nintendo is a blind spot.
Oof. That one hurts.
World of
all-
Warcraft.
Yeah, I was thinking Final Fantasies for me. I don't know anything about
Final
Fantasy. at all.
Fantasy. I'm just trying to think Nintendo because I have a ton of like outside of Nintendo blind spots.
I also never played Nintendogs, Jules. Never played it.
I played that one before. Choo Choo Rocket.
Yeah.
Never played that one.
Chibi Robo.
Never played
Never
that
played
one either.
Chibi Robo.
I played it. Never played it much, but I did play it.
You know what? Duke Nukem.
Oh,
Never played
I love
that.
the Duke.
I've only played one, and it was the horrible one. It's the one Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not the one I should be playing.
I love Duke. Riley says, Donnie, have you played Pikmin 4? I have. I've played every Pikmin. I've played them on everything. I've played every Pikmin game on every system Pikmin's available, including 3DS.
Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
That is the one.
That's, Jesus Christ.
Criminal.
Just like I was like, Nathan, why are you here? Let's say to Rebecca, why are you getting a Switch 2? You want shit to do on Switch 1.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. We've got people in our Discord that for years talked about they hated Breath of the Wild, and they're like, I got to get a Switch 2. I'm like, why?
Yes.
That was the shocking point. I did not expect that this week.
They didn't atone for their sins.
Look at the chat's letting Rebecca have it.
Yeah.
As they
How do you
should.
rob yourself of such joy?
Well, because then someday it will be there.
She doesn't
For
want it
me-
to end. She is so nervous about the love and joy and jubilation that Mario Wonder will provide her. She can't even start it. She just cowers in the face of all of that love and jubilation. She's like, I can't. I'm not ready. My body's not ready to handle it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
My heart is too dark.
Not even a little bit.
It might be true.
Donnie
It
knows.
might be true. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. No, you don't see the TikToks we send each other, do? That might be true. Facts.
I don't believe it at all.
I don't even.
Mario
need to
Wonder
pay
has no
$70.
dark timeline. There's nothing there for her.
God has it. Listen, there's a reason I describe my job as Dark Souls.
I'm not that into like F-Zero. I've played it, but I haven't played all of
But
them.
you played it.
Yeah, that's not a blind
yeah.
spot then. Just
Like, I
means
get
you don't
it.
Like
You
it.
know it exists. You just like,
Yeah,
I don't want
I
to fuck
do.
with it.
Yeah. I would. Nobody said Kirby. Or all y'all. I feel like
I
as
played
somebody who
Kirby
plays
before.
all the Kirby games, I feel like a lot of people don't play them.
I have
played
played
Kirby.
one Kirby game to the end.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe more normal than not.
I played plenty of Kirby games, especially in that like the NES, SNES era. That was like the
Sure.
other Mario game.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's Mario, then there's Kirby.
Yeah.
I feel like if you played one Kirby, you've played them all.
I hate that.
No,
You might be right, but you're not right.
I think they're a little different.
A little,
Yeah.
little different.
A little
You've
different.
got like the fighting based ones, like the Kirby fighter games, and then you've got the adventure
what I'm talking
games,
The
right?
adventure games I like.
Like the 64 game, and then you've got Forgotten Land, Planet Robobot.
You
You got
just eat
spin-off
people
games.
and then you turn into them and then you have their
Then there's the
ability and then
golf
you go
game.
do shit.
It's Dream Course. It's Putt Putt. It's not
Okay,
even.
Dream
not
Course
even-
is different. Dream Course is a different. That's different. I'm talking about like the Kirby games.
Yeah.
Those are the Kirby games.
Air Ride is different. I'm talking about the ones where you eat people and you
Get her,
turn into
chat.
them and you
Get
go
her.
to
Get
the right
that-
and
get
you
it.
go,
Tell her.
God.
Let
You
her
done
have it.
fucked up, Ron. Don't
was
come for
watching
the
that
Kirby.
I was watching that video the other day. Crying
Don't come for
laughing.
the Kirby. Get shot. Okay, we stand for Kirby.
I love
here.
Kirby. I love Kirby as a character.
She's like, they're all the same. Chat was like, whoa, the fuck? Wait a minute.
Pinball, there's a different game.
That's what we're telling you. There's so many different Kirby games.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean,
That's
like,
what we're saying.
all the Dreamland games,
Right,
the ones where
that's-
you move to the
yes.
side and you eat people. Those are all
Yeah.
those are all the same.
Rebecca,
No, they're
this
not.
reminded me of the scene where Captain America was alone, and then all the portals opened up, but these are just Kirby supporters coming out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because even in like what you're talking about, the platforming series, in that mainline series, like 64 is completely different than Forgotten Land, which is completely different than Planet Robobot. Completely, they have different mechanics, different stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you. XBS asks us if anyone
Get
has
her,
a
chat.
suggestion
Cooking.
for a good Switch controller which is compatible for the Switch 2. I'm open. I don't want to pay the Pro Controller 2 price.
So this is perfect. Perfect
Yeah,
timing
this-
for asking,
yeah,
because I
for that.
just bought one of these, doing the same thing. I'm like you. I could totally buy a Pro Controller if I wanted. I just don't want to pay that price for that controller. So I'm going to wait for a special edition controller, and I'm going to buy that one. So I also was like, I have too many damn controllers, way too many. But for whatever reason, you get a new system. Like, I want a new controller. And this week, I asked our Discord, I asked on Blue Sky, I was like, anybody got any recommendations, options? Because the Switch 1 has a few, like, quote-unquote pro controller options. PowerA has, like, the Fusion controller. It's got back paddles and stuff.
You have a bunch.
There's different kind of options. So I looked through a bunch thinking I could find a deal, and I did. I don't have it yet. It'll be here probably Monday or Tuesday. But I bought what is called the MobaPad Pro Controller. Let me look it up exactly. The M6 HD. The MobaPad M6 HD is a Pro Controller. No, those are the Joy-Cons. See, I done screwed it up. Which one is it? The N1 HD is the Pro Controller for MobaPad. MobaPad made those. You guys might have seen them in like the recent, like the last year or two. There's like a Pro style Joy-Con that has like Hall effect sticks, and it's got like a D-pad, like an Xbox controller. It looks like you snapped an Xbox controller on the side of the Switch. They're expensive. They're like $100. They made a Pro Controller. It's the same thing. The Pro Controller runs normally $80. They're on sale right now for $45. I had a coupon code that I got mine for $31. So I was like, I'm going to try this. The reason that I went with this one, it's got Hall effect sticks. It does all the things you'd expect a Pro Controller to do. It's got back paddles, it's got Hall effect sticks, it's got
Motion.
HD rumble. It has motion. Here's the difference, though. They said this one supports NFC.
Ooh.
It's got Amiibo stuff built into the controller, and I don't think we've ever seen a third-party controller have Amiibo support, ever. If they are, this is brand new to me. I was like, that's dope. I didn't like really look into it. I didn't like read reviews or anything. I just saw it listed, so I was like, I'm going to try it. For $30, even if it's not there, it's fine for $30. But yeah. So that's the one that I bought. And that'll be my Switch 2 controller until, I pick up one of the, whenever they come up. So it says,
Yeah,
place
that's good.
Amiibo over the
Let
home
us
button.
know how it is.
Yeah. I was hoping to do it today, but it's not here yet. I'll put a chat link. I'll just drop a link in the chat for anybody that wants to give it a
I
look.
want to look at it.
It looks really nice, and it does have that Xbox D-pad. You can swap it out too with a regular D-pad. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, I don't
I
like
thought
the
it looked.
D-pad.
You don't like the Xbox, the dome?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you can swap it out with. It's like metal. It comes off. You can put the other one on, but it kind of looks like an Elite controller, and it's for Switch. So, and yeah,
Looks
even
cool.
right here
I like
it
it.
says Amiibo functionality. You can use it on Android, iOS, PC, or Switch. So, yep. There's a bunch out there. You don't have to go with that one. But yeah, now is a good time. If you're like, I want a fancy controller, a lot of them are on sale. A lot of everything Switch is going on sale right now. A lot of Switch, like those Nitro decks. Have you guys seen those? The thing you put your Switch in and like it looks like a Steam Deck.
Yes, I have one.
Yeah, they're
Nitro
big
deck.
and bulky, and those things are selling like they're like, please buy these. I've seen those on sale for like $20-$30 here recently. A lot of people are like starting to unload Switch
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I remember you showing us that.
So if you're looking for Switch accessories or even some games, I've seen a lot of games go on sale. I think Walmart's clearing out Switch
But yeah,
One
they're only
stock.
$60.
Yeah, a lot of people are clearing out Switch One stock. So now's a really good time to buy.
Interesting. Oh, there's a pink one.
I can't see. I got a coupon when I checked out the MobaPad from an extension that I use. I use the Capital One like coupon extension. I don't know what it's called. It just does coupons whenever I check out. And I got that controller shipped to me. It's like $32. It's like 31 and some change.
Nice. Okay, sorry, here. Yarden asks, what offends you more, game key cards or a well-done steak?
What do you think, Delvin?
I'm going to say game key cards because I just won't eat the well-done steak. I just go somewhere they make a properly made steak.
Right, but it still offends. If it does offend me when I see somebody else eat a well-done steak.
It does. It's fucking
That offends me. That's offensive. I'm like, what are they doing?
terrible. It's terrible.
Now, if they put ketchup on it,
Even worse.
as Delvin's friend knows. You know this, Rebecca? This is the lore that you're missing.
Ex-friend.
Oh, ex-friend. Never mind. Delvin's ex.
That was the first girl I dated. The one who shamed me for eating a steak properly.
Yeah.
That's why she's single now.
She puts ketchup on steak
That's wrong.
and orders it well done. She gets
And
a well done
shamed me
steak
for
with
eating it.
ketchup.
And shame me for eating it properly.
It's like, it's not a burger. What are you doing over here? Game key cards. This is a terrible thing.
Yes. It's also a shame. A different shame.
Like, I wanted to try and support it. Like, eventually, like, it's not like, but at least you could resell it. And it's like, no, this is worse than just buy it digital. This is worse than digital. This is worse than that. It's not even, it's like it's more inconvenient. It's the most inconvenient option. This is awful. It just doesn't really serve a purpose. Besides, we still want to put boxes on shelves at stores. That's the only thing that this thing serves.
Yes. It's trying to have your cake and eat it too.
I'd rather have the coupon in the box, like the code in the box, I think.
Trying to have your steak and eat it too.
Ooh.
Rubbery.
Oh, God, now you just put
Tastes like
well
a
done
tire.
steak taste in my mouth. Oh,
Tastes like a
just
Foot Locker
dry jerky. Just
Ugh,
chewing.
shoe. Beef jerky or the steak.
Oh. Yeah.
Sage of Lon asks us, question for the show. Since it's Kirby's birthday, Kirby's
Yeah,
Dream
Rebecca
Land
said in
launched
the
on
morning.
April 27th in Japan.
She said, fuck Bert Kirby.
I didn't. I love Kirby.
Get her,
I
Chet.
love Kirby.
Get her.
On his birthday. What
On
the
his
fuck Kirby's
birthday,
done
you
for us?
just-
Love
Besmirch
him.
the name.
I'm gonna go put a birthday hat on him. He wants to know what's your favorite Kirby game and Kirby boss fight. Another question: why can't I play as Kirby in Mario Kart? I get Air Ride exists, but I'm still mad about it.
Be awesome.
My favorite Kirby game was Nightmare in Dreamland.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I don't have a favorite boss fight. And that would be cool to play as Kirby in Mario Kart. I would support that.
My favorite Kirby game is this little well-known one called Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, see, and
Kirby's
I'm the
the
one who's
fucking main
hating on
character.
Kirby?
That's because that's his game.
It's his game.
That's his game.
It
Smash
is.
Brothers is a Kirby
Yeah,
game.
it is. It
It
is his
starts
game.
off with everybody
Everybody
fucking
else is
dying,
just
That
a
is
guest
true.
there.
and
That's
Kirby
true.
his
just comes
game.
up looking like a fucking boss. Like, I got this. Kirby's the GOAT.
Yeah. Thanos is snapping everybody but Kirby. Kirby's
Yeah.
like, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
My favorite Kirby is Donnie's dead cat.
Aw. Now you get a
Shout out to
questions.
Curbs. He's right
Legend.
there in my picture. That's why my Kirby amiibo is right next to my Kirby picture.
Oh,
Aw.
You guys want to see it?
you cute
Yes.
kitty cat. Yeah. Yeah, we miss Kirby. That's a good name for a cat too.
For those that listened a long time, they saw Kirby before Annabelle. Kirby was always my podcast partner.
Yes.
Oh,
Aw.
That
that's
was my
such a
Kirby
good
dear.
picture.
Yeah. He was always my gaming companion. So anytime I gamed, he was always laying on me. So,
Yeah.
that's why we
It's
have
very-
him.
makes me
Miss that
sad.
dude. He was cool too. He was really cool.
cry.
He did two things that none of my other cats have ever done. So I think it seems abnormal. One, I think it's because he was raised by dogs. When anybody rang the doorbell, he growled. He would growl at the door. Like they would, if anybody knocked or rang the doorbell, the dogs would bark, and he would go. "Arr."
He was guarding you.
It made me so happy. It was so funny. The other
dog's
thing
at?
is he played fetch.
Aw,
We had this little mouse toy, and I would throw it down the hallway, and he'd run and go get it and bring it back and drop it.
I love
and
that.
we would just do that all day.
Oh, Kirby.
But yes, my favorite Kirby game is Forgotten Land, and I don't know. My favorite boss is probably the ending of that. The ending of that game it's like a Bayonetta ending. I mean, it's incredible. So, yeah, it was Planet Robobot, and we're still waiting on those rumors to come true. Nate, you gave me hope. You told me Planet Robobot was coming. Damn it, where is it?
Magic Monkey Paw.
there hasn't been a Kirby game yet this year, has there?
No,
So there will be.
yeah, Kirby Air Ride. Gotta get it.
Oh yeah, I forgot Air Ride. I forgot about Air Ride. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not out yet, but yes.
Yeah.
Robot's coming out on the key card. Fuck all us up.
Air Riders.
Dude, I'm telling you, when that Nintendo first party game comes out on a game key card, like I'm gonna melt down.
It's gonna be fucking Kirby. I know it. It's gonna fuck
Don't
us over.
say that. Don't say that.
It is.
Oh, bring back the vouchers. Let me just go digital then.
I think I want to play Air Ride on GameCube, but it's too expensive, so I'm probably just going to download it.
Crimes.
Tom asks, I miss the days of Dolby Pro Logic 2 on N64, GameCube, and Wii. What expectations do you have for the improved 3D audio on the Switch 2? I don't know anything about this. This is not my
Donnie
question.
ass question.
Yeah, Donnie question.
It's a great question.
It is.
We don't have, I would imagine, nobody's really talked about it, or at least none of the content that I've consumed, and that makes sense because all these hands-on events and stuff are in a room full of hundreds of people all playing and stuff. So I imagine that it's really loud and nobody can really get a good tell in the speakers. I wouldn't have too many expectations because it's Nintendo. So like I wouldn't go out of your way. Now, if you want any hope, like obviously in the Direct, they did talk about 3D spatial audio and the noise cancellation that the AI chip is doing with the microphone and the camera and stuff like that. So it seems like they've put some work into it. Is that going to be like a best in class leading? No, don't get too excited. Like even their spatial audio, I think it's just because like that's just where technology is these days. Like, oh, we'll just put this in there, so I wouldn't get too excited, but it definitely will be a lot better than the Switch.
Good. I agree.
I think it'll sound good. That's all I can add to the conversation.
I really would like to know if there's like when we sit down to play Breath of the Wild on our Switch 2 in portable mode, do I hear like the world from different directions? Like, is that 3D spatial audio in portable play like a real thing? Do I have to put headphones on?
I think
really
you have to have headphones to do that.
Probably.
I only
Yeah.
notice stuff like that in theaters.
I
There are
notice it
certain
if I have
games-
headphones on.
If you ever play Last of Us Remastered on PS5, you have to put headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
The audio experience in that game with headphones on is incredible.
Hellblade's like that too now. Correction.
Hellblade's like that for a different. Hellblade's like that for story.
Yes.
You need all the but like in Last of Us, like that level where you're out, like where they're searching for you and you're trying to like get out of the quarantine zone and it's raining. That with headphones on is a different experience. You know, like how you guys feel like the leaves and the raindrops and stuff with the haptics, like in the controller.
Yes.
When you hear all of that in the headphones while you're feeling it, it's something else.
Need to try that then.
You should. I would wholly recommend everybody do so.
Sleepy Gamer asks us, what features would you be happy to have for the Switch 2 but might not be there day one? Like when they finally added Bluetooth headphones. For me, it would be if they actually let you use a mouse, especially if the Joy-Con 2 are the same thickness as the as the Drift Cons.
My troll answer is games on the cartridge. like that's a feature I would like to see happen I do think about the mouse. Like, I wonder. I've seen a lot of people with the mouse. They're like, the mouse is cool, it works. But I've also seen a lot of people are like, it's uncomfortable after a while. So I wonder, like, are we gonna get a Nintendo mouse? Like, are they actually gonna like pair up Logitech or something and sell us a mouse for our Switch?
Yes, they will.
Can I get a trackball? I'm a trackball kind of guy.
Themes.
You know, I still think themes are there. I do.
I hope so.
Exciting themes, not just like
Not colors.
not red, blue, black.
Okay,
white.
yeah. I think red, blue. I think that's there.
Beep, bop, boop, beep, bop.
This is crazy hopium, but like they've been very cagey about showing any of the backend, like the settings and stuff. There's like no images have really come out
Because
of
there's
it.
nothing to show.
You think so? Because I'm going the opposite route. I'm like, they're hiding something.
Nope.
And I may be completely wrong, but
You're wrong.
For whatever reason, I think they've got something there.
Don't stop believing.
I'm not until we open that system.
I'm the pessimist of the two of us.
That's smart.
Yeah. So that was from Sleepy Gamer, right? Any other sweet features, Delvin?
I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I just kind of want it to be complete. I'm excited for the system itself alone. Themes is the big one for me. Being able to customize my Switch is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since you can kind of do it on PlayStation now.
I would like pro style Joy-Cons. Like officially licensed pro style Joy-Cons.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
You know, what we saw Hori and MobilePad and stuff do. I would love for Nintendo to show up. You know what? I'll throw it out there even more. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Phil Spencer does elite Joy-Cons, Xbox styled elite Joy-Cons for the Switch 2. Why not? They're going to put all their games on it. We get Gears style Joy-Cons for Switch 2. Like he plays with the Joy-Cons. He's like, we can't do Halo like this. And they're like, we'll do it ourselves.
I like it. It's a good idea.
That would be funny.
I expect
see
Hori
something
will.
like that.
I think Hori will have the split pad pros. They'll bring that back for Switch 2.
Hey, Corsi asks, question for Donnie. Now that we know basically everything about the system, is the power somewhere between a PS4 and Xbox Series S?
How deep do you want to go with this?
However much you want.
All right.
Question for Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's generally speaking, that's spot on. So let's see here. The Switch 2 teraflops. All right, is you guys ready to talk about teraflops?
I'm ready.
Her eyes.
My
get
favorite
big.
subject.
Like, what?
Teraflops, baby.
Teraflops. All right. So Delvin, teraflop, as you know, of course,
Yes.
a teraflop is a calculation on how many computations a system can do in one cycle. Right? You know this. Everybody,
I know that.
everybody knows, of course.
Because
Duh.
PlayStation. I
So
made fun of it for so long.
the Switch 2's teraflop number docked is, I think, around 3 teraflops. And undocked in portable play, it's like 1.7. So I'm gonna keep speaking to them because they're essentially two different systems, right? Undocked in portable play, the Switch 2 is basically a PlayStation 4. It's basically a Steam Deck. They're like right in the same stratosphere. But docked, the Switch 2 does boost up to like almost a Series S. The Series S still has quite a few things that are better. But the Switch has a few things that are better. Like the bandwidth is not nearly as high as Series S. But the Switch 2 has DLSS and tensor cores and ray tracing things that the Series S doesn't have. So what you're ultimately left with, like if you were to boil it all down, is undocked in portable play, you can probably expect an output level on par with a PlayStation 4 and a Steam Deck. Honestly, Steam Deck, it's like they're going to be like almost like 1-to-1. But the Switch
Steam
2
Deck runs
will,
really well too.
but the Switch 2 will punch above that weight because unlike the Steam Deck, the games are being made specifically for that system. And when we say optimize for a system, that doesn't mean that they just set all the settings that you can do in the Steam Deck. That's not what that means. A developer can, when they're making or porting the game to Switch, they can say like, hey, we're having memory loss because of these geometry features or these textures. They can just strip that out of the game. You can't do that in the settings on your Steam Deck. Like in the settings of Steam Deck, all you're doing is changing the PC settings. So that's the difference. That's where you get the impossible ports. The Witcher, the Doom Eternals, the No Man's Skies that we got on Switch 1. The Switch 1 on paper had no business playing any of those games. But it could. And on Switch 2, guess what? Oh, that'll happen again. We will get ports of games that have no business running on Switch 2, but it can. But what we're starting at, like the starting level of Switch 2, is like best in class mobile gaming. Like best in class. Like this is a really, really powerful mobile gaming system. And that should be able to do things like a Series S can. Now the Series S has a lot more power. It's x86. So it's got a lot more stuff to it. So don't expect everything to just be like, you're not going to run games on your Switch 2 like a Series S. Like the Series S probably run things much higher frame rate and stuff than the Switch 2 can. But the Switch 2 is in the ballpark. It's in the ballpark of a Series S. That's real. So I'm on a power level. I'm actually very excited. I think more than anything, this is more than I think I ever could have hoped for. If you had asked me, like, what will the Switch 2 be power level before? I don't think I would. I don't think I even guessed. I had told everybody it probably wouldn't be as strong as a Steam Deck. And it looks like it is. So I'm pretty surprised.
I agree.
And for people who are curious, the PS5 is 10 teraflops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Xbox Series X and the Switch 2 is not in that ballpark at all.
Yes, so that's to give you kind
and a lot of
scale
that's
range.
power.
Yeah.
A lot of that's power. So like the Switch 2's chip, like its CPU, right? It's ARM-based Cortex CPU. They're going to underclock that, just like they did the Tegra in the Switch 1. So in portable play, it's underclocked for battery life. What we're seeing with Switch 2 that's different than Switch 1, everybody knows now that the dock has fans in it. And they said that's to cool the dock components, like the HDMI port and everything. That's because they're overclocking the Switch docked. Like in dock play, you're getting a real boost in power, like a massive increase in power. We weren't really getting that on Switch 1. Like it was a boost, but not a major. This is a major boost. So you should.
That'll probably make me play docked more often.
You see a huge difference in like that's why Cyberpunk looks way different in the previews when it's on TV and it's in portable. When it's in portable, it looks like the Steam Deck runs Cyberpunk. When it's on TV, it looks like you're running like Cyberpunk on a real console. You know, like it looks way better because that power draw seems to be massive and it seems to be generating a lot more heat than we were before. So
cool. Love that.
Yarn says one shock most people aren't expecting is battery life. It's going to be so bad. That's probably true. He's probably right on the nose. Yeah, it is going to be bad.
I need a battery pack that attaches to the top of the console.
They have magnetic ones you can, or like ones that clip onto the back of this. Like people are already trying to sell those.
Really?
Yeah, I think the first upgrade that we'll see on Switch 2 will likely be they'll shrink their wafer, their process, into a more efficient one, and we will get a more battery efficient model at some point.
Okay. That'll
That'll be like our first upgrade.
Nice. Kyle the Pug.
Fuck you, Catapug.
Will we see any specific Switch consoles in year one upon game releases, such as Donkey Kong, Pokemon, Metroid, etc.?
If we were
year one,
my guess would be Pokemon, and my guess would be that the only special part of it would maybe like a design on the dock, like the system would remain the same, maybe a back plate, because like those things you can make separately and then just attach. You can just screw them on. So I could see a Pokemon themed something.
I could see the Joy-Con inside colors being the same green as the ZA green.
Yeah, that's easy. Just different ring. They could also, instead of doing a console, they could just do like a themed controller or something.
Mm-hmm. Like a Pro controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it's going to be anything, it'll be Pokemon.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think for Pokemon?
I don't think there'll be any.
Yeah,
Right now, they're just
I
trying to
don't.
get
I
these
don't
things
think.
out.
That's a smart money.
Yeah, I think the first like Pokemon one would be the Gen 10 the next year.
Yeah, that's a smart money. That's a smart money.
The Cresp asks, not so much a question for Shaq, but I followed your stream on PSVG while doing the pre-order for Switch 2, and I wanted to thank you so much. I just moved to the US. I was not familiar with the pre-order options, and your help made me get one. I'm a Shaq listener since years and years ago. I never write or ask questions. Wanted to thank you all. You're the best. Oh, yay.
Thank you. Happy we can
I
help.
was the one. Like I said, I got 6 or 7 of these this week, and I wanted to read this one off. And I never heard from the Crest before. It was the first time, and I was like, let's grab this one and read this out. And I just want to say, I also want to say thank you. Thank you for letting us know that. I can't begin to tell you how far these little messages go to help us do this every week, and not just us.
Yes.
Any content that you listen to, any of your favorite YouTuber, you'd be amazed at how much we hear when people don't like us or don't like something versus the people that do.
Correct.
So I love that. Thank you. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it and we had some fun and we were able to help you out.
Congratulations / I'm sorry for your move to the US.
Yeah, bad timing. You picked a bad era to move into.
It'll get better.
We're not this bad. Like, this isn't all of us.
Jay says, I listened to all 4.5 hours of PSVG, so I heard the hassle you had getting the Switch 2. What other thing in the world would you deal with that pre-ordering process to buy? Jay, I did this for Taylor Swift tickets, and it was worse. It was way
it's
worse.
Infinitely worse.
It was infinitely worse.
That's the whole world's trying to buy that.
It was so worse. Like this.
That's
was
the only thing that
not
comes to
bad
mind
compared to
are
Taylor
tickets.
Swift.
I did this once for Chili Peppers tickets because I wanted front row tickets, and I had to fight queues and everything to get in.
It's bad.
I don't think there's anything else that I would do that for. Because, like, in terms of artists, there's no artist alive that I think I would be that desperate to get tickets for. I would probably be like, all right. That I wouldn't be able to get tickets for. Like, Nas is my favorite hip hop artist, and I don't think it's Nas tickets.
People pre-order cars.
I know that.
Yeah,
That was a big thing with Tesla.
they put down real money, like thousands of dollars, to be in line to get the car when it comes out.
Yeah, when Tesla was not where it's at now, people were like pre-ordering those things by the droves. That Cybertruck thing, that was a big deal.
The new F-150s, the Raptor and all that stuff. Like, people will get in line to pre-order that stuff.
But I can't think of anything that I would pre-order, like the PS5, of course, the PS6 and all that stuff, obviously. But that's not.
Yeah, this is just how gaming stuff works. If you want something like a gaming console on day one, you're going to have to get one. Same thing for GPUs and PC stuff. People pre-order all that stuff out too.
Because even WrestleMania tickets, which probably would be the thing I would want, I can get WrestleMania tickets. They're just expensive as shit.
So that's why. Yeah, it's like the Chili Pepper one. The reason I was in queue for that is you want it at face value, not resale value. Because resale value is like 3 times the cost. So I was able to get Chili Pepper tickets at face value. They were like $100 a piece. But I could have sold them for like $700 each.
Can I say something?
Of course.
It's not just Taylor Swift tickets I do this for. I do it for like her merch and her albums too, where you have to, it's very stressful when like the cardigans go up for sale. You have to be there like the first 5 minutes.
The cardigans.
Yeah.
Like a sweater?
Yeah.
Y'all are rushing out and lining up and stuff for sweaters?
Yeah.
Is it better than your other sweaters? Like, is it
Yeah, I
is
am
it somewhat different than other sweaters? Like, I feel like sweaters is not something we should be.
They're not sweaters, Donnie. They're cardigans.
That's a sweater.
Yeah, but it's like based off of the song Cardigan.
I
love the Cardigans. Do you ever listen to them?
No.
One of my favorite bands.
Is Taylor Swift featured in it?
I mean, they're called the Cardigans. Maybe
I'll
Taylor
look
Swift's
them
a
up.
huge fan.
Yeah, maybe she might be.
I bet she is, actually. She probably does love the Cardigans.
She might.
She probably does, yeah.
I'll put a link of her cardigans.
I'll send you a couple Cardigan songs.
Okay.
You know them. They've got a couple
Do
hits.
you have any signed Taylor Swift albums in there, Rebecca? Merch.
I have signed CDs,
Nice.
and I have
Yeah,
all
but-
of her. I have all her vinyls.
I'm into that stuff, like signed CDs, signed album.
You should get her to
covers, stuff like
sign the vinyl.
Well, you
Yeah.
can buy signed vinyls. That you just can't because you have to get it like it's hard. These things are hard to get, Donnie. You don't
Does
just
she
get
sign
them.
like? Does she sign like the record or just the cover?
The cover.
You should get her
I
to
have a-
sign the record.
Well,
and
yeah.
put that
Let
on
me just.
display.
What if I called Taylor up and just said, "Can you sign this for
that.
me?"
You should.
So how
Why
did
not?
you get your signed CDs?
You have to like go on her website on the day that it drops and like refresh and hope that you get the order.
I think you just need to go to the Comic-Con where she's at signing and just go stand in line and get her to sign your record.
What if I just called Taylor up?
Yeah.
That's a good
I mean,
idea.
just be like, listen, let's just get this nonsense out of the way. I don't have to stand in line. Like these pores.
Exactly.
I'm your best friend, Taylor.
Yeet.
Sign my album.
There's a famous meme. What if I just called Taylor up? Or what? Like she
I
was
had
saying,
no
like, what if you
idea.
just called? Yeah. I'm worried about you. Oh, you heard it. Okay. Finally, our last question
Oh,
comes
here
from
comes.
Magnum TK. Will you be pre-ordering or buying the new amiibo? I consider myself a collector, but have not budged on the new price increase. I have all the Zelda amiibo, and I'm choosing to pretend that these don't exist.
I dropped out of the Amiibo game some time ago.
I never got into the Amiibo game. Once I got fucked over by Disney Infinity, I was like, look, you motherfuckers ain't getting me back again.
I should probably
Never
sell my
again.
collection.
I
I
still have
told
all.
you could make some money off of those. Those things are in vogue.
They're not boxed though.
That hey, I sold my loose, just the Zelda ones, loose out of the box. I think for like $600 a couple years ago. Like
Oh.
they go for real money. You could fund your whole Switch 2 with those little pieces of plastic if you wanted, Rebecca. Just letting you know. Not telling you to do so.
I think I might.
You probably won't be able to buy them back though.
Where can
So
I
for you
sell?
think-
Where do you sell them at?
I sold mine on, I think, Mercari, eBay. Yeah. I've seen eBay listings of like 4 Zelda amiibo for like $100.
I just don't want to ship them. I want to like just.
That's
sell
the
them.
problem. The shipping is going to cost you. I shipped that controller to Steven and the shipping was like $30.
Wait, if I had all of my Zelda amiibo, but none of them are in a box, but I have the full collection.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
much would that be worth?
Several $100s.
I should do it. I might do
Close,
it.
like, I don't want to say 1,000, but like, I think you're over 5. I haven't looked at them in a while. I'd have to look. Let me go check. Zelda amiibo lot. Because I have no idea. The price could have come down for all I know.
Hyrule says don't do it. I was gonna sell all my 3DS games for $40 each because I have them on my
Like,
hack 3DS, and my friends talked me out of it.
Do you know how many figures the all the Zelda ones
There's
are?
like 30.
All right, so this is amiibo lot, new in the box, loose Zelda. See, the other ones I keep seeing are mixed. They're not just the Zelda ones. There's a bunch of them.
Whatever. I'll research later.
I'm seeing several amiibo lots for over $400. I think you're at
Okay.
least over. I think that's the floor of what you're
There you
looking
go.
I'll research.
at. Yeah, but I got off the. I got the amiibo cards and the chips. And did you see the amiibo, the Street Fighter amiibo cards? Anybody see those?
No, I did not.
They're selling them in like a pack. They've created a pack where you can buy all of the Street Fighter amiibo cards for like $50. And part of me, like, I don't want them because I definitely don't want to spend $50 in an amiibo pack. But I saw it and I was like, I wonder if that becomes like a collectible down the road. Because I imagine they're probably not going to make a bunch of those because they're probably not going to sell a bunch of those, right?
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, it's like a deck. It's like a little deck box of just amiibo cards. It's kind of what I've always wanted Nintendo to do. Just make that, and I'll buy that instead.
That might be a wise investment to buy that.
I was thinking that. That's where my head was. I was like, that can actually probably be something one day. It's always that weird shit that nobody gets that like pops off. You know? But yeah, I'm not gonna order any amiibo. Especially the price of games. You didn't buy any games, Rebecca. I checked out for Donkey Kong and Zelda, and it was like $160. I was like, oh my God. That's so much for 2 video games.
I'm holding out because what if, I'm not saying they will, and I don't think they will, but what if they bring back vouchers?
That would be great, especially with how digital they are. That would be great.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm staring, like the first party games that are on the cartridge, I'll buy those physical. Like that'll keep adding to my collection. But I think I'm staring right down the line of, I'm probably just going to get 2 or 3 like 1 terabyte cards and call it a day. And I'll just keep loading them up, and I'll just walk around with my SD cards. I'll get like a little case or something.
You'll have a case full of SD cards instead of game cards.
Instead of game cards.
You have to label them.
I was thinking
Third-party games.
How cool
games
would it be if I could
A-Z.
find like an Etsy seller or something that would sell me like an SD card holder that looked like a Switch game cartridge that I could put the SD card in.
You could do that.
Right? That's pretty awesome.
It's a good one.
I was thinking something like that.
Nice. Yeah, you could do that. Hyrule says he still has 1 voucher he needs to use before June. What should he get?
Oof. I mean, you got to get something that's already out, right? You can't use it on. I mean, if you wait at. Ooh, I don't know.
No, he's got to use it.
They're not going to announce Metroid before then, are they?
No.
Can you use it on Metroid yet?
No.
I didn't think so. You're not going to be able to use it on Metroid. No.
Yep.
I don't know. You got to get something you don't have. Do you have Astral Chain? Use it on that.
That's a good one.
Astral Chain's awesome.
Is that normally $60?
Yeah, I think so. I actually think Astral Chain's worth more now than it. I don't think there was a lot of
Yeah,
print
it's
of
Astral
that.
Chain. He probably already has most of the games.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Just find something you don't have and get rid. Yeah, because you can't let it
Pikmin
expire.
4. Yes, Pikmin 4. yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's great.
That is the answer.
That's
I've
a
never
game
played Pikmin 4 either. And I never played any Pikmin game until Pikmin 4, technically, sort of,
You're
kind
lucky.
of.
It's very nice.
Yeah, that's
I
the
want
one.
I want Pikmin 4 to get an update pack. I would
Me
like
too.
a boosted version of that, and I'll replay it. I'll play it
And I
again.
want it to include more content like the other ones do.
That would be cool. Yeah, that's kind of at the top of my wish list for Switch 2
That's
edition.
a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that could really benefit from it, I
it's a
think.
beautiful game.
Yeah.
If they could just increase the performance and add new content, bring people back, that'd be very nice.
Cool. All right, that's it for our questions.
I need 120 FPS Pikmin, and I need to be able to play with the mouse.
That would be a good mouse
We're
game.
getting that.
Yeah, if I can run around, who's the Poochie? Is that the? If I can run around with Poochie on the left Joy-Con,
No, it's Ochi.
Ochi.
Poochie is the guy from The Simpsons.
If I could run around with Ochi on the left Joy-Con and then throw the Pikmin with a mouse in my right hand, that's it. Like
Hyrule, tell me your thoughts on Pikmin 4 when you play it.
yeah, give us a review. Drop
Slide
it.
in my inbox and tell me.
But
play
Pikmin
it
with a
again.
mouse, because I liked Pikmin most on Wii U at the touchscreen, where I could control the left hand and then tap to throw. So the mouse would kind of bring that back. That'd be great. But now I need my ergonomic trackball Logitech Switch 2 mouse
Worth it.
and matching mouse pad.
Matching mousepad. That's what they're gonna do. That's the next thing. They're gonna have that could be a My Nintendo reward, like the physical.
I'm all about buying some Nintendo mouse pads. That would be.
Yeah.
I would buy multiples of those.
Wait, that could be like a market. Like I should tap in on that and like make them.
I think people do that. I think you can buy them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna for the Switch too. Like I should do that. Like,
Yeah.
For the mouse,
Yeah.
I should get on that now.
Like if you get one of those long ones, like those desk mouse, like tabletops, so it rolls out and you put your keyboard and everything on it.
I'm gonna.
I
do
would
It.
do that. A Zelda one, a Kirby one. I'd buy multiples.
I'm gonna do it.
Nice. Is that it?
That's it. I'm gonna go eat.
What a week.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I am just generally kind of like still kind of out of it.
Yeah.
Just like. Here's the
So
fun part.
Delvin, he's recovering.
Here's the
Yeah,
fun
thank
part.
goodness.
We get our first taste of Switch 2, I think, this week when that digital cartridge share thing rolls out. They said that was coming up by the end of April. It is now the end of April, so unless they delayed it, it should be coming out soon. And then, guys, it's almost May. Like we're 5 weeks away from playing this damn thing. Like it's not that far away at all. So, this isn't like Switch 1. We're going to have to wait a few months. So this thing's going to be here before we know it. We're like 4 shacks away from playing Switch 2.
Yeah, talk about Switch 2. Touching Switch 2.
I'm excited. When do you think reviews will go up?
End of May.
Like the week before?
2 weeks
before. 2 weeks before. So we're like 3 weeks away from all of these channels and reviewers and influencers from having them, and they can actually tell us all the details that we want to know.
Yeah.
I would really like to know. I don't think we can because the Switch 1 can't, but I would really like if they let us hot swap SD cards instead of having to turn everything off, turn it back on. If I could just pull one out.
That would be nice.
Like the Steam Deck, that would be very helpful with all this digital bullshit they're doing.
Yeah.
That would be helpful. That's like my big question. Is that like my one question I'd really like to know from somebody with hands on.
Reach out to Gene Park. He'll probably get one.
I also want to know, like your back compat library. Like when you go in to re-download things, like are there duplicates of a game? Like the PlayStation 5, is this like the Switch 2 version of Kirby and it's the Switch 1 version of Kirby?
Yes.
Or have they figured it out and you just download Kirby and it just does it?
Nope.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't want that to be the case.
No, because you need the Switch 2 edition.
Right, but the system should just know that.
No.
It should just know to do that.
It's a different SKU. It's a different software.
I hope not. We'll
It
see.
is.
So the questions that I have are like very minutia details like that. I want to know those things. So hopefully we'll figure that out soon. Dude says May is Thursday. It's going to be May. I hate May now. TikTok has ruined that for me. Every time May comes around,
it's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May. We get all those memes for like 3 days, and then
With like dog with like spaghetti on his head.
Then May the 4th comes, and you're like, you get all that shit. I'm like, oh my god, May is like the worst month of the year now.
Cinco de Mayo. May
That's the
4th.
good part. That's when it gets better. I'm here for tacos and shit. That's better. Show me that.
Yeah.
But goddamn, the amount of TikToks with Justin Timberlake memes popping out of nowhere.
It's gonna be me.
Too much.
I agree.
All right, Kooblings. We'll see you next time.
Deuces.
Peace.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?